After Cal Raleigh's inspiring home run on Friday night against the Texas Rangers, the Mariners dominated the Texas Rangers 9-2, contributed by Cal Raleigh's torpedo bat home run and Brian Wu's amazing pitching performance. Mariners will look to sweep the Texas Rangers with Logan Gilbert on the mound. Wait, Logan Gilbert is pitching? Yeah, anything less than a sweep would be a massive disappointment. Go get that sweep. 2 out of 3s. Good afternoon, everyone. This is the third game of the 3-game series between the Seattle Mariners and the Texas Rangers. I am back with RoofTopSports, and this is now, I've reached a milestone. This is my 10th Mariners game of the season. Magic number is now 90, and we've got a big matchup today. We've got Logan Gilbert of the Seattle Mariners versus Nathan Eovaldi. Logan Gilbert is still looking for that first win, as some of his great starts already this season were taken away due to no decisions because Mariners offense sucked, bullpen can't hold worth a squat. So here we are, where the Mariners are going to be scoring off against Texas Rangers. They are looking to get the sweep, as the Rangers are just trying to avoid the sweep. And personally, I think the Mariners have got to go for the sweep. When you have Logan Gilbert on the mound, you've got to get the sweep. Now, if it was like Luis F. Castillo, I'd be like, okay, fine, whatever. But my point is, when you have one of the best starters in baseball, you got to win the dang game. Especially when you already have the Angels and the Rangers already ahead of you. So there's no reason to just settle for 2 out of 3. But now let's see the lineups. And the lineups kind of have me maybe convinced. Are they playing for the 2 out of 3? We got Julio Rodriguez, Jorge Polanco, Cal Raleigh, Randy Arozarena, Luke Raley, Rowdy Tellez, Miles Mastrobuoni, Dylan Moore, and J.P. Crawford. For some reason, that kind of has me, I would have liked to see Ben Williamson get a shot, but they're not giving it to him. Oh, and by the way, if you're not aware, Ben Williamson has just gotten the call to Major League level. He was actually a second-round pick in the 2023 draft. Now he worked all the way up. He started in Everett last year, then he started in AAA this year. Had a good spring training, and now he's going to, excuse my nose, I'm getting better, I swear. Yeah, he had a good spring training, but he's still got a long ways to go before we can actually see him, if we can actually see him contributing into a major star. Maybe not a major star, and some say that his ceiling is at best 2024 Josh Rojas. I mean, it's not ideal, but at this point, I think we'll take it, especially for the cheap. So, yeah, I hate that we were resorting to that, but it's better than Jorge Polanco at third base. I mean, his body has already betrayed him enough where he is now pinned to be a designated hitter, and that might just be best for him, because right now he's batting .382, 3 home runs, and 12 RBIs. Cal Raleigh has been playing well this series, 4 home runs, well, 2 home runs, and a total of 6 home runs. So the front of the lineup is pretty heavy with home runs, I guess, comparatively. And in about 6 minutes, we'll be starting this game. And let me get a message out from SeatGeek real quick.
SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RoofTopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you.
Absolutely do take that advantage. Use that promo code RoofTopSports, especially if you're going to Cincinnati and that very long road trip the Mariners will be going, which is why Mariners have got to go for the sweep. Because, again, anything less than a sweep would just be a massive disappointment. So Mariners have got to go for the sweep, especially when you have especially when they have a very long road trip ahead of them. They got Cincinnati at the start. Then you're playing Toronto, where you're probably not going to win that series. Then you're going to be closing it in Boston. So you got a really tough series ahead of you. Comments coming in. I sound like a robot. I sound like a robot. Do I really sound like a robot? You got to be fooling with me. All right, I'll check it out. All right, I'm going to try to fix this. Testing. All right, Josh, see if that sounds any better. And thanks for the heads up. Yeah, microphones is always like a pain to deal with when you're doing content creations. Oh my god, I do sound like a robot, like freaking literally. Okay, thanks for letting me know. I am gonna get to it. Yet distortion is still happening, isn't it? Now my stress level is at like more than it should. Alright, I'm gonna try to disconnect it and connect it, see if that makes a difference. All right, I think I got it. Josh, see how it sounds. Okay, I think that sounds a lot better. Woo! Before the first pitch even happened, I feel so lucky. I do apologize, fans. I really do. As if I really needed to sound like a robot when the game started. Yeah, that'd be a blooper. Would you clip that one? Is that something you would clip? And now we're gonna get the first pitch. Yeah, sound great. Credit to you. Now the pitch, and that is up high for a ball. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Always great help from an Astro fan. Shout out to you, man. Had all this technical difficulties in the first 11 minutes of my show. Now we got the 1-0 pitch, and now we got popped up, and that is going to be strike one. So we got the first strike out of the way, at least for Logan Gilbert. Leadoff hitter is Jock Peterson. He's the leadoff. And I did actually put money on this game. I'm actually saying that the Mariners are going to lose this game. I think I put in about $16. We'll see who gets the win. And the 1-1. And that is popped up. What happened at the start of the stream? I just started. Oh, I sounded like a robot. I had a big voice distorting problem. It was really bad. Maybe rewind and reflect. And now we got 1-2 on Jock Peter. Oh, time has been called for Jock Peterson. One and two on Peterson. And now we're at 1-2. I said that 100 tons of times already because been a lot of foul balls. And the 1-2 pitch. And low for a ball. And that nearly hit him. And that is going to be ball two. 2-2 the count. And for those who have missed, I reached the milestone. This is now my 10th Mariners game of the season. 10 out of 100 of my goal. As we're at 2-2. And the pitch. And a swing and a miss right down the middle. 96, strike three. And now we've got one out. It was literally right down the middle and still couldn't get a handle on that. And now the next, I think it's going to be Marcus Semien. No, it's going to be Corey Seager. Marcus Semien is not playing today, shockingly. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike one. Yeah, 0-1 for Kyle Seager, the brother of Kyle Seager, the longtime Mariner, who should be Mariners Hall of Famer, but probably won't happen due to burned bridges of relationship between the management. And now here's the pitch, and that's going to be low for a ball. 0-1 for Kyle Seager. Wonder why that even happened. The big mic distortion. And now we're at 1-1. And now the pitch. And a big swing and a miss. And that is going to be strike two on Kyle Seager. I'm sorry, Corey Seager, excuse me. And now the 1-2 pitch. And there's a ground ball right to Tellez. And that's actually going to be foul ball. Imagine if Tellez did not field that. That could have been fair. Camera's pointing to Brian Wu. Had a fantastic game yesterday as a starter. I think that's his third quality start of the season. Seager's awaiting. We got the 1-2. And now the pitch. Low for a ball, 2-2. So we're at pitch number 10 already for Logan Gilbert. Got Josh Smith on deck. And now we've got the 2-2. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball. That's going to get right through for a base hit. No one could get there. So now you got Corey Seager on at first base with a 1-out single. And now it's going to be Josh Smith up to the plate. After that's going to be Adolis Garcia and Josh Young. This is like the heart of the lineup. How do you pitch around this team? No one can really tell you. That's why it's good to have the Mariners having one of the best starting rotations in baseball. As we got Josh Smith, he's off to a good start, batting .353. Now the pitch, and that's going to be in there for a strike. The ball drops. Maybe Corey Seager could have got that stolen base right there. Now we're looking at 0-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Josh gave me a heart attack. I thought Boston scored 3 runs on Chicago. That would have been kind of funny and terrifying at the same time. Gilbert's now working on an 0-2 on Josh Smith. Corey Seager at first base. Beautiful day here at T-Mobile Park in Seattle. And now the pitch. And low for a ball. That gets away. And Corey Seager gets a free base to second base. Not exactly a good pitching start for Logan Gilbert right now. That one, like, it was hitting the dirt anyway, but Cal Raleigh just couldn't get it and went right through him. Now we're at 1-2. Official ruling is a wild pitch. Captain Obvious. Logan's got what he wants. Checks the runner and the 1-2 pitch and low for a ball. 2-2. I think this is the third straight batter where you're working on 2-2s. Logan Gilbert's checking for his sign. He's got it. And now the pitch. And now here's a liner, and that is going to be fielded by Tellez, but that means with 2 outs, Corey Seager gets a third base. And I didn't think that Tellez was going to be able to field that. I thought it was going to go right through him because he's not exactly known for his defense, and they're showing the replay. And he barely scooped it up. Barely got him. And now you got Adolis Garcia, one of the best hitters on the Texas Rangers. Had an incredible story for the 2023 season. He was highly praised for his performance. He had a 39 home run season. And now the pitch to Garcia. And that's going to be a strike. Adolis Garcia is out of Cuba. He is 32 years old. Career versus Logan Gilbert's 2 home runs, and that is low for a ball. That nearly got away. He is batting 176, though, so I guess whenever he hits it, it will be a home run, I guess, 2 of the times. 1-1 so far for Adolis Garcia. Mariners working on a jam. Now the 1-1. Up high, and that gets away, but Corey Seager's not going to be running. But now it's 2-1. And this kind of just makes you feel like that it feels like it's only a matter of time until Texas scores. It feels the momentum is in their favor. As we are awaiting 2-1. And the pitch. And that's going to be inside 3-1 for Adolis Garcia. Gilbert's seems like he's trying to avoid Adolis Garcia, or he just doesn't have great command in this inning. Eventually, he's got to settle it down. And now we are at 3-1, the pitch, and a swing and a miss, strike 2. That was right down the middle. It wasn't a fastball. I think that was a changeup, so he got him fooled on that. On deck is Josh Young. Adolis Garcia at 3-2. Logan's got a big decision to make. The Walter, third base, pointing at Master Boney, was hoping it was Ben Williamson. They're saying that he is the Josh Rojas at best, though. Time's been called by Adolis Garcia. 1 strike away to get out of this inning. Josh says the running joke with Astro fans, as it seems like Garcia's heads get bigger every single year. Now we're at 3-2.
And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for ball 4. Take your base as Adolis Garcia will get on base for the walk. Now you got runners on first and third for Josh Young. Josh Young is batting .478, so it's going to be tough to get this guy out. Yeah, .478, 1 home run, and 6 RBIs. He's been phenomenal in this series, going 4 of 8. 22 pitches for Gilbert. It's not having a good inning. And the throw to first, and it's not in time. Silver lining, though, Logan Gilbert versus Josh Young. Josh Young is 0 for 10 career against Logan Gilbert. So you're telling me that there is a chance to get him out, but there is always a first time for everything. And now the pitch, swing and a miss by Josh Young, and that's going to be strike 1. Because the first pitch, or the wasn't even a pitch, it was a pickoff attempt to first base. I don't really care much about the Vlad Jr. deal. It's what it is. And now the 0-1, and that nearly got away again. So I think Gilbert is really struggling with his command. I think maybe it's because he's trying to just not deal with Texas's big hitting, I guess. I don't know. And now we're looking at 1-1. And now the pitch. And that is a broken bat, foul ball, strike 2. How's the Astros game going? Now 1-2. Astros are winning 7-3. And time has been called. One, two. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He got Josh Young on that one, and that's going to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the first. Logan got himself out of a jam, and it's no score so far. We got an extra large pizza for delivery. While he makes that pizza, what's up baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video. And start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April. Yep, that'll be the deal for Monday and Tuesday. And we're getting close to being back from the break. And we are back from the break. And got Julio Rodriguez up to the plate. Julio Rodriguez, how's he been doing? He's batting 190. Yeah, he has 3 home runs, but he kind of sucks at everything else.
Had a nice triple yesterday to tie the game against the Texas Rangers last night. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. The exit velocity looked good, but nothing really much showing. As we got 0-1 so far. Now the pitch. Ground ball foul. Now it's already 0-2 on Julio Rodriguez. Also, big things. I'm at 2493 subscribers, so I am 7 subscribers away from the magic number to get to 2,500, which is halfway to 5,000. So let's keep that going. Subscribe to this channel, as now we're at 0-2. And now the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Julio Rodriguez, and now that's going to be 1 out. Now here's Jorge Polanco, is off to a better start than Julio Rodriguez, and he swings and misses. That's going to be a strike. Jorge Polanco is batting .382 with 3 home runs and 12 RBIs. Now the pitch, and that's going to be fouled back. Already strike 2 for Jorge Polanco. I am confident the Mariners aren't going to win this game because they usually don't sweep at all. Sweeping is a really hard thing to do. Now we're at 0-2, and now the pitch. Now here's a liner, and that is going to drop in for a base hit. And Jorge Polanco's good start continues. That should shoot his batting average to, I would say, 390 maybe. And now you got a man on first base. Jorge Polanco by far has been the Mariners' best player, best hitter on the team. And now you got the big dumper Cal Raleigh, who's hit home runs in 2 consecutive games, especially with that torpedo bat of his. Let's see if he can do it again. Now the throw to first, and not in time. It looks like there was going to be a tag. They had a tag going, but nothing doing, thankfully. Otherwise, that would have been a nightmare. And now the pitch, and that is inside for a ball. 1-0 so far, and low, and that is a ball 2, 2-0. Cal Raleigh's actually ahead of the count. Now at 2-0. And the pitch. And that is going to be in there for a strike. Career versus Nathan Eovaldi. He is 3 of 12. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss. Strike 2. Now we're at 2-2 for Cal Raleigh. Now the 2-2 pitch. And he chased a bad one, and that's a foul ball for strike 2. Now we're at 2-2. And that is going to be low for a ball, 3-2. And the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to deep right field. Is that going to be enough? Is that going? That is gone. That is a home run for Cal Raleigh. The torpedo bat strikes again. Mariners get on the board to take the lead 2-0 on a 2-run home run by Cal Raleigh. And how sweet it is that torpedo bat is still working its wonders. And now they have a 2-0 lead with Jorge Polanco on first base. And that will be a way to try to get that Mariners sweep. Now let's see how that really sounded. Now here's Randy Arozarena, and that is going to be in there for a strike. Home run in 3 straight games. That's his 3rd of his career. And the 0-1. And now here's a liner, and that is going to be caught by Josh Young, and that's 2 outs all right there. Yep, that torpedo bat still is working for him. Now the pitch, and that's going to be in there for a strike. And now the pitch, and that is going to be a foul ball. This is Luke Raley up to the plate. These bats are going to get banned so fast. As long as the Mariners are doing it, it doesn't get any attention, doesn't it? Still got to hit the dang ball, right? Now we're at 0-2. And now the pitch. And check swing. Did he go? He did not. So that is going to be a 1-2 the count on Luke Raley. Testing the motions on my thing. 2019 baseball over again, huh? Yeah, just like the Mariners. Now 1-2. And that is a foul ball. And that's going to be still strike 2, obviously. They're showing Cal Raleigh's torpedo bat home run. Now it's just beautifully connected by Cal Raleigh. 1-2 pitch. Inside for a ball. That is 2-2. Two pitch by Nathan Eovaldi. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to second base. Throw over the first in time. And that will retire the side. But the Mariners get on the board with a 2-run home run by Cal Raleigh. And the Mariners have a 2-0 lead. We got an order for a Hawaiian pizza. While he makes that pizza, what's up baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video. And start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April.
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges of any project you put in front of us. Our workmanship minimizes the use of third-party services, and our team works together to meet all your deadlines. Anytime there's a challenge, we work with you to find a solution. We're proud to work with distributors of quality brand products with durable, ample protection from the elements for a variety of applications, including James Hardie siding and trim. Talk with us today about your project's needs, and we can help you solve all the challenges along the way.
Well, they don't have an ad for me. They don't have another one. So there's that. And now we are back from the break. And next up to the plate, who is it going to be? I don't think it's Jonah Heim. And now the pitch, it's Harris. And he's going to take it for a strike. Now we're at 0-1. And now the pitch. And that is going to be foul ball, strike 2. Now the pitch, low for a ball. One-two pitch, and that's a foul ball again. One-two, Logan's got what he got, and the pitch, and that is outside for a ball, 2-2. Two, and that's going to be popped up right to left field, and whoa. Randy Arozarena didn't even hustle for that. He literally just jogged it, showed no sense of urgency. He's so focused on his poser things, but he doesn't even he could have caught that. It was literally right in front of him. He doesn't even catch it. He doesn't even put full effort into this game. Just terrible. That could be costly, you know. Now we're at 2-2 for the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to deep right center field and still going. And that is gone. That is a home run for Harris. And the Texas Rangers get on the board to make it 2-1 Mariners. And that's where I was telling you, that was where it was costly of Randy Arozarena's lack of hustle leads to that home run. And Texas is now only down by 1. That was just really just hanging right there pretty much in the middle. And next thing you know, Texas is back in business as if they already were in business. If only Randy Arozarena Now here's Jake Berger, and that is low for a ball. Now the pitch, and that is going to be 2-1 count. Is no one ever going to talk about the fact that I don't think anyone's going to talk about the fact that someone showed his lack of hustle. The pitch, and that's going to be strike 2. Now we're looking at 2-2. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. Finally got the first out. And now we've got 1 out. Now I got next up to the plate. And who it is. And now the pitch. And that's going to be right in there. I think that was a ball. Higa Shoika, the Japanese man, is now up on the plate. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. The pitch. And that's a foul ball again. Strike 2. Now at 1-2. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's another strikeout for Logan Gilbert. Wonder how many strikeouts Logan Gilbert has got now. He has 3 strikeouts. And got 2 outs. Next up is going to be Leody Taveras. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Oh and 1. And now the pitch. Now we're at 1-1. And the pitch again. And that's going to be a foul ball. One and 2 for Taveras. And now the 1-2 pitch. And now here's a line drive, and that is actually be caught by the right fielder, Luke Raley. And that's going to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Mariners still going to have to score runs since the Texas Rangers, Harris, hit that home run. And the next 3 batters are going to be Rowdy Tellez, Miles Mastroboni, and Dylan Moore. And yeah, that ain't going to be good. We just got an order. While he makes that pizza, what's up, baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video and start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April. You still, Gamer 11, you still think they're going to lose 100 games? Oh boy, let's hope not. $135 or bust, huh? Imagine if I do more live streams and the Mariners have wins. That could happen. Actually, that would happen. And we are back from the break. They're showing that home run that was absolutely just blasted. That is true, Gamer, but they found a way to disappoint us more either way anyway. Now here's the hamburger man, Rowdy Tellez, the Burger King, the pitch. And that is a swing and a miss, and that is strike one, where that could have been a foul ball. Now we're at 0-1. Now the pitch. And that's a foul ball. BK, have it your way. Now we're at 0-2. And the pitch. And low for a ball. That is 1-2. Now we're at 1-2. And that's called time. Now the 1-2. And that's low for a ball. Julio Rodriguez, you want to see his scouting report in the last few games? In his last four, actually, let me do something better. 2-2. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three. That was an 87. And now we've got one out. I mean, Rowdy Tellez, what do you really expect out of him? So you wanted some of his stats in the last four games. I guess let's do it since then. He's been batting 176, no home runs, 3 RBIs, 5 strikeouts. Meh. Still really bad. And the pitch to Master Boney. And that is a strike. Would like to see Ben Williamson play. Wonder when they'll give him a shot. Be careful what you wish for, though, right? 0-1 for the Master Boney, the pitch. And that is a strike. And that's going to be 0-2 on the miles. Oh, 2 pitch. That is low for a ball again. 1-2. Nathan Eovaldi working on a 1-2 on Master Boney. Should not be any problems to get him out. Although he's a 300 hitter. And now the pitch. And now here's a ground ball right to the first baseman. He's got it. And that will be 2 outs. Still waiting on my friend Steve. He said he'll be there by around the 3rd inning, he says. He says he'll make his... Well, he said before 3rd inning, so maybe the 4th inning is when he'll make it. Now we got Dylan Moore up to the plate. Now the pitch. And that is in their first strike. That is an 0-1 count on Dylan Moore. Oh and 1 for Dylan Moore. And the pitch. He's actually batting .286 with 2 home runs. But he's not an everyday player, I can tell you that. I think if he was an everyday player, he wouldn't even be on the Mariners. He would have been went somewhere else. And the pitch. And that is up high for a ball. Astros won on 6 hits and scored 7 runs and only left 3 stranded. Good for you. Don't care. The 1-2. And here's a ground ball right to third base. Josh Young, the pitch. And that's going to be an easy 1-2-3 inning for the Texas Rangers. We go to the top of the third inning. It is 2-1. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
While he makes that pizza, what's up, baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video. And start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thin crust.
$25% off bowling and 50% off of the menu item Mondays and Tuesdays. Now I want to look at my fantasy baseball team and seeing what it's up to. I'm absolutely getting obliterated by this guy. They're showing, and we're back from the break, by the way. And I'm being joined by the Steve Silver. Happy Sunday.
Hello?
Yep.
Can't hear you.
Oh, you can't?
Hold on.
Really? It's got to be on you.
There we go.
And we are back from the break. And got Logan Gilbert. He's got 47 pitches, only in the top of the third. Now here's Jock Peterson, and that's a swing and a miss. And you kind of missed it where Randy Arozarena was chasing down a foul ball, and it literally dropped right in front of him. I think he could have caught it, and because of his lack of hustle, Mariners gave up a home run the pitch after. Now we're at 0-2 on Peterson, the pitch, and that's foul ball, still 0-2.
Hopefully you're doing good, bud.
I'm okay.
Yeah, it looks like the Mariners are up 2-1. So did my eyes fool me last night? Did I see that this morning that the Mariners ended up winning last night? Is that what I saw?
Yeah, you did. But you know what it is. It's the third game. They won 2 in a row, and this is the game where they'll probably put their foot on the brake, or they'll take their foot off the gas.
I don't know, man. Lolo's on the mound.
That's why they got to win. Anything less than sweep is disappointment. 1-2, and that is
Anything
low
else?
for a ball.
Anything less would be uncivilized. Right guard sports. What was the Charlie?
Upside down.
Yeah.
Upside down.
Upside down.
Upside down.
Yeah.
Olfactory
nominations. Orodorferous, olfactory.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Peterson. Now I got Corey Seager up to the plate. Yeah, imagine being the director and you can't get it right for like, what, 100 takes?
Upside down. I see that Josh is alive and well in the chat. How you doing today, buddy?
He says he has to head out.
Okay.
More like we'll come back on the back half. And now the pitch to Corey Seager. Swing and a miss. Hit the dirt. That was a big swing and a miss.
Oh, I see. Okay, so I'm still on Jock Peterson. Okay.
Corey Seager's at 0-1. And now the pitch. And that is low for a ball. 1-1 to count.
Let's see who we have in the let's see. So we have Gamer 11, Mr. Sticky. It's good to see Mr. Sticky.
1-1.
Right, so we have Josh.
And now here's a ground ball right to Rowdy Telez. And he gets it. That's gonna be 2 outs for the
Josh.
Texas
Rangers. We have Christian as well too, so that's cool. But you know what? It's like there's only 2 that are running hard in the chat today, and it's Josh and Nightbot, man.
Yeah, Nightbot's doing the work.
Doing that dirty OT.
And now 2 outs, and I think the batter is going to be Josh Smith.
So how did the Mariners score the runs today?
It was a 2-run home run by the torpedo bat, Cal Raleigh.
All right. You know what? Actually, you know what? Instead of the Big Dumper, his nickname should be the Torpedo Bat. You know what I mean?
Torpedo, the Big Torpedo. Let's call him the Big Torpedo.
The Big Torpedo. Well, no, that's kind of redundant because torpedoes are already big.
Street Fighter, Hondo with his torpedo attack, the 1-0.
His hot torpedo.
Mm-hmm.
Wah, wah, wah. Looks like we got Surge Candy. Yeah, Surge Candy says, I play for the La Mariners, which is Spanish for the Mariners.
2-0.
Or it could be French for
Yo Ugato para la Mariners.
Domo Origato, Mr. Mariner Roboto.
Please eat some. Please eat what? No, please eat some shiitake mushrooms. The 2-1. And that is going to be 2-2. Tell me, what is your father's whereabout? Your butt is happy? No, he said your assignment is an unhappy one. And now 2-2.
Foo-foo.
Why don't I just speak in English? Oh, that'd be a great idea. I wouldn't. And that way I wouldn't be mistranslated. It makes it seem that you're playing dirty. I'm sorry about your father, but I cannot help you. Please excuse me. I have another appointment.
So that's funny. Oh, dude, I was watching a video the same where Bruce Lee was demonstrating kung fu poses.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I just
3-2.
It's just phenomenal.
Now here is a ground ball right to JP Crawford. Throw the first 1-2-3 inning for Logan Gilbert, and we'll go to the bottom of the. I think it should be bottom of the something by now.
I'm having stream issues again.
Bottom of the 4th. Did you ever watch Enter the Dragon? I think that's his finest movie. Sadly, the movie released after he died.
Yes, I've seen Enter the Dragon on a few occasions, yes.
Don't think, feel. Never take your eye off your opponent, even when you bow.
Be like water.
Boards, don't hit back.
Yeah, actually, Fist of Fury. Yeah, Enter the Dragon, Return to the Dragon.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, give me 1 second, man. I have to respond to.
We got an extra large pizza for delivery. while he makes that pizza. What's up, baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video and start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April. And we are back from the break.
Oh, my stomach is bubbling watching that pizza. My stomach
Got
is
JP
bubbling.
Crawford up to the plate by Nathan Eovaldi. He's actually been the more efficient pitcher. The pitch, and that is inside for a ball.
Oh, look at that. The Derma Demelian. The Dermatron is in the chat. What's up, Derma?
Big up, guys. Just like the people and the sub button. And that's a foul ball, strike 2. I wonder if that puts me. Yeah, just hit like and subscribe.
Yeah, dude. Derma's working a little OT, man. I like to see it. Well, Justin Steele
out for the year.
Help me out for a second. Who's Justin Steele?
Because now we're at 1-2. Crawford has actually hit a home run off of Nathan Eovaldi, the pitch, and that's a foul ball. I have a feeling that home run was against the Texas Rangers. Well, yeah, obviously against Texas Rangers, but I think it was in Texas in 2023.
Nathan Eovaldi, yeah. Didn't Eovaldi?
Now we're at 1-2. Now here's a fly ball to center field, nothing doing, and Taveras makes the catch.
Yeah, I think Eovaldi played for the Yankees at one point.
Nathan Eovaldi. He's 35 years old.
Oh, okay. So Justin Steele is a member of.
Back in 2015, he was a starter. He was a good starter back in 2015.
Cubs. I have to get the regulars teams under order because I know Josh is an Astros guy, but sometimes I get confused with different subs at who are their favorite teams. So I think with Christian is using the term "our studding pitcher" as in it's his squad.
He's Cubs guy.
He's a Cubs guy.
0-1 for Julio Rodriguez, the pitch, and a big swing and a miss. Already strike 2 for Julio. He's just swinging everything he would like.
Yeah, he is trying to launch it past the marine layer.
As now the 0-2. Maybe he could use that torpedo bat because he actually refused the torpedo bat.
Yeah, he probably would help. Looks like
he didn't
it's a
like
nice
it.
Day out there.
It's a beautiful day. 1-2. And now the pitch. Check swing. Did he go? He did not. And that's going to be 2-2 for Julio Rodriguez.
So what is going on in Seattle sports outside of the Mariners? Anything interesting going on?
Geno Smith, former Seahawk, Geno Smith being a narcissist.
Former Seahawk?
Yep. Yep, he got traded to the Raiders. And then Geno Smith said, like, oh, the Seahawks never showed me some respect. I'm like, what?
They only resurrected your career, asshole. You know, like,
yeah,
you were
if anything, he shouldn't have. He had no business being a starter. So if anything, they did him a favor because I wanted the tank. I wanted to go with Drew Lock and say, let's get the number 1 pick and get CJ Stroud and then Jaden Daniels. I was willing to wait.
Yeah.
But no, let's just have 2 9-8s and a 10-7 with 1 playoff. Yeah, it was a waste of time.
I hear you. Well, the crazy thing is that
there's a liner, and that's going to drop in for a base hit, and Julio gets on base with a single. With 1 out, though. Fielded by Adolis Garcia.
So he goes back to Uncle Pete, huh?
Yep. And then he makes a jab at the Seahawks going, I was not respected because he wanted some absurd contract extension that the Seahawks really had no reason to give.
Right. Have no business giving him. Yeah, for sure. And that's
one thing right?
Yeah. It's like, he is like when I think of Geno Smith, I think Tavares Jackson. Now, infinitely, he's better than Tavares Jackson, but the standard applies considering that he's never going to be able to win you a Super Bowl. At best, he might get you to a playoff game, but he's not going to get you through the playoffs. And you need a quarterback that has the capability and the wherewithal to win big games. And it's unfortunate. But he's a good, serviceable quarterback. But his time is over. They don't want him.
No. It's 1-1 for Jorge Polanco. You know what's the biggest rivalry I've noticed within the Seahawks community?
What's that?
Geno Smith lovers versus Geno Smith haters, I think, is the biggest rivalry I've ever seen.
Well, yeah, like, listen, man, and this is a Seattle thing, and it doesn't necessarily matter what the sport. Fans are going to get attached to certain players, right? And when you actually lay knowledge on people, they act like you were talking about their mom in like a defamatory way. And it's like, listen, man, but I understand because Seattle breeds mediocrity. You know what I mean? Like, we are so used to mediocre players in Seattle, and we look at him like the second coming of like touchdown Jesus. And it's like, listen, man, I can respect Geno Smith for resurrecting his career and, getting the Seahawks to a playoff game. Like, he outplayed his metrics for a little bit.
He way overachieved.
But that being said, he also came back down to earth
several times when it mattered the most. The 1-2, and that's going to be popped up into left field. Going to be fieldable. He makes the catch.
But then again, Seahawks are taking a huge gamble because they're bringing in the hot flavor of the week right now in Sam Darnold. And they're sticking him behind one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL. And
no more DK Metcalf. All these guys, Jackson Smith and Jigba and Jake Bobo and an old Cooper Kupp. So
where by the way, where did DK end up at?
Pittsburgh.
With Russell Wilson?
No, Russell Wilson's a Giant.
Oh, that's right. So he's with who's the quarterback at Pitt?
I think it's Cal Raleigh just got out, and we'll retire the side. So Mason Rudolph is now their starting quarterback again.
Well, for the time being, he's the starting quarterback
until they draft someone, which is still possible. But you know what I was looking to do, and this is ridiculous. I wanted the Seahawks to tank for years. I wanted Bryce Young, so I don't sound that cool. I definitely wanted either Jaden Daniels or Bo Nix. And this year, I'd still like to see the Seahawks draft a quarterback in Jackson Dart because now they just signed Drew Lock, waste of time. And now I want Arch Manning, but they're not going to tank because they can't.
So who right now is in the Seahawks quarterback room besides Sam
Darnold? We've got Drew Lock and Sam Howell.
Drew Lock and Sam Howell. Okay. So
I wanted Sam Howell because he would help get the Seahawks #1 pick.
Why? Because he's not good. Is that why you're saying it? He would.
Yeah, Sam Howell's horrible.
So they would help. They would help him get the #1. I remember when we got Sam Howell, and I remember the talk. It's like, yeah, Sam Howell can help you win playoff games, and I'm like,
he couldn't even help get the Commanders' 4th wins.
If that was the case, then he would still be in Washington.
Yeah, there's a reason they got rid of him.
There's a reason they got rid of him.
Oh, but he had a bad offensive. Oh, well, Jaden Daniels, he got to an NFC championship with basically no team.
I love the mental gymnastics of some Seahawks fans. They still think that they still think they're living in the Legion of Boom era.
Some Seahawks fans accuse you if you criticize Geno Smith, you're doing it because of
racism.
Quote, yep. I'm like, wait, but we just had Russell Wilson.
Yeah, but he's not black enough. He's not black enough.
Well, you gotta be careful.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying. But he's not. He's
interracial racial. He's interracial. That's why.
That's what I'm saying. And so it doesn't count. And you can talk as much smack as you want about him. But
they can't say that because I wanted either Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, or Jaden Daniels, and they are, well,
they're African American. What I'm saying though is it's ridiculous though, and by the way, and that's when you know that you've lost the conversation is when you have to resort to racism as a fallback, where it's like, well, yeah, but you want the white guy? It's like, no, I want the best player possible.
Even if Geno was that, I'd hammer him too.
That's when you
and
know
some others, if Geno was in that direction, you know what? I'm done. I can't do this. I don't want you to be like, hey, cool it, or else I'm going to demonetize your ass.
I just think it's kind
Oh,
of
two.
funny.
1 and 2, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's why. I mean, hey, if Sam Darnold stinks, I'm still gonna hammer the crap out of him. Actually, no, I'll praise him because guess #1 pick.
Yeah, for sure. I like that. The Seahawks are in a time where it almost makes sense to rebuild. Like, just do a full on rebuild.
I was okay with it. They should have done it after the Wilson trade.
Yes. Yeah. What's interesting though is look how quick it took the first time around with Pete and John Schneider. Look how quick it took. It literally was within 3 years. They were like
2 years, 2 years just to at least have a Super Bowl conversation. And even 1 year just say, oh, the Seahawks actually have potential because with that Tavares Jackson, that little run they have to go 7-9 after a 2-6 start, they're thinking, oh, but that defense and Marshawn Lynch has a pretty good core.
Right.
So at least within a year, there was already hope already happening. But now we're stuck in this mediocrity as Josh Young is at 0-1, and now the pitch.
Once they traded for Marshawn Lynch. Yeah, like once they traded for Marshawn, I was like, oh, this team has got ambition. You know what I mean? And it only went up from there. You know what I mean? Like when Marshawn hit the Beastquake in the playoffs against the Saints, it was like
1-1.
You can clock a Super Bowl with an egg timer. Like you literally could clock a Super Bowl with an egg timer as soon as that run happened.
Well, I'm doing the draft. I'm considering to do a draft live coverage on the next week, so that'd be fun. I'll talk about Seahawks and other teams. Now we're at 1 and 2 for Josh Young.
Interesting.
And the 1-2 pitch.
Live stream, huh?
Yeah, the most painful one I've done was the trade deadline. That's the most painful. That was 5 hours of like, are they gonna make a trade? Are they gonna make a trade? Are they gonna make a trade? Oh, did someone make a trade? Oh, no. Okay. Oh God, they made that trade.
You gotta add the breaking news. You know what I mean? When there's an actual trade coming in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we have a trade fresh off the press. And
you know what I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna order pizza. Actually, that's even worse. I was thinking about ordering food from the pizza place. And so I can say, oh, yeah, I got this. I used the discount. Do it yourself.
How would that work, though? How would that work, though? How would you be able to get your camera to the door to see the pizza guy? Oh, I see. Okay.
I can just live stream it from here. Yeah, I can just twitch the camera. As we're at 2 and 2. For Josh Young.
That's going the extra mile for Sahara Pizza. And while I do appreciate it, I'm trying to envision how that would work in my mind. And I'm like, maybe.
2 and 2 for Josh Young. He's 0 for 1 so far. Doesn't bat well against Logan Gilbert in the pitch. And it's a foul ball.
You did a 5-hour live stream of the trading deadline.
Yeah, last year, you were in there. Triton there was there for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
And most Mariners fans and media was like, Mariners got an A+. I said a B because they needed to make that one more trade.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I will say that they did have a pretty excellent deadline, though.
The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Justin Turner.
Rosarina, and then Jimmy Garcia.
Yeah, Jimmy Garcia and some other guy.
They needed another infielder.
I wanted Yandy Diaz.
Yeah, that would have been awesome, Yandy Diaz. I would have been cool with what's his bucket, who ended up with the Dodgers in the second half of last year.
Forgot.
Yeah. But
Dustin Harris is now up. He hit the home run, and that is a strike. And before we go into that, Dustin Harris hit a foul ball. Randy Arozarena was clearly in position to catch it, and he literally let it drop right in front of him. And then guess what happened the next pitch?
Dinger.
Yep. So Arozarena, I don't really like him that much. The 1-0, the strike. I mean, we've already agreed that he's a major poser. He's like
a crap
this.
Defender. He really is a crap defender. Unless the ball is hit right at him, he doesn't hustle in the outfield, so he doesn't have range. And things like the small things that help you win ball games, it's just not his forte, man. It
Here's a
hits.
ground ball right to third base. Mastroboni to throw to first in time. And that will retire the side. A 1-2-3 inning for Logan Gilbert. And speak of third base, did you hear that Ben Williamson, Mariners AAA prospect, just got called up?
I heard that. Yeah, this morning.
Consensus say that his best case scenario ceiling is being 2024 Josh Rojas. So great defense, maybe better defense, but the bat's going to be about the same. But if you're only paying that much, then why not?
You know, what if the high ceiling is 1996 Russ Davis?
With a good defense?
Yeah, with good defense.
I'll take it. I will take it. If he has Russ Davis's bat, but he has the defense, I'll take it. Because had Russ Davis been a competent defender, I'm not saying the Mariners would have at least tied the trade. The damage wouldn't have been as bad.
How about 2000 David Bell?
I'll take 2000 David Bell, except that was his worst season with the Mariners. 11 home runs, bad like 230.
Yeah, like I didn't want to say 2001 David Bell because I think that would be cherry picking.
99 David Bell was the prime.
Yeah, I was going to say because 2001, that's kind of cherry picking because he had a career year just like everybody else in the lineup. But I will say, yeah, like 99 David Bell or 96 Russ Davis.
Russ Davis was hitting okay before that leg injury.
Right. So I will say that, you know, that's actual for this team. That's actually good. And by the way, Christian, to answer your question, when are we going to start believing when they give us a reason to?
They never do.
Until that point, we are going to be on this live stream talking the absolute most shit we possibly can. And if they do go on a run, we're going to give them credit for going on a run.
Magic number is 6 until 2,500.
Whoop!
And we're back from the break, and you know the Mariners are bad when they have to keep showing Jen Mueller's face.
10 years ago, she was hot.
Now here's Randy Arozarena, and now the pitch. And that is low for a ball.
Like, I remember meeting Jen for the first time, and I was kind of like a smitten kitten. I was like, oh, yeah, she's kind of cute. She was really cute. And then, like, she's kind of aged a little.
I mean, she's in her 50s now.
Yeah, I know.
Randy Arozarena is at now the pitch, up high for a ball. You wonder what?
I don't know. I don't know if okay. So I wonder how her husband feels inviting MLB players into her home to cook meals on a live stream when he's at work.
I think as much as any other guy would feel probably. And the 2-0 and the swing and a miss, strike one. Poor guy.
Poor guy.
You gotta feel for him. I hope he has a prenup. Or maybe she made him sign a prenup. That's possible. I would have
but you don't want to give the wife the leverage. She'll just abuse it.
What, of having her sign a prenup?
No. Like if the husband asks the wife to sign a prenup, I'm good with that.
Yeah, of course.
The reverse, it's like no, because now you're just giving her all the leverage
2-2.
in the world.
Well, did you know Adele, before she got married, she had her husband she had her fiance sign the prenup because, Adele, it's freaking Adele. Of course she was going to do that. She's worth billions. I think she's worth billions.
Like Adele now, I probably would sign it. Adele 15 years ago, probably not.
What about Adele and Randy Arozarena struck out. How about Adele from like 2016 when her music was in her prime, when it was Adele 25 with Hello?
I'm trying to say this without coming
$220 million.
I'm trying to say this without coming off as a superficial jerk because I'm really not. But you have to understand that
ground ball right to third base, Josh Young, throw to first. That is in time.
I would like to be attracted to the woman, the lucky woman that I'm with. I would like to have that attraction. And Adele back in the day wasn't exactly the most lovely looking woman.
Uh-huh.
Now she's
Right, so-
actually kind of.
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
she's rather good looking. Now she's rather good looking.
Yeah, but
I
her
give her
Adele
credit.
30, I thought her Adele 30 album was quite a bit of a disappointment. It just
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it.
good, leave it. Just stay with 25 and 19, 21 and 19, basically. Here's Rowdy
I like-
Tellez up to the plate, the pitch, and the foul ball. Strike
I
two.
did like her first single though, "Rolling in the Deep."
Rolling
Pretty nice.
in the deep. That was Adele 21. That was her. They said that was her prime, and some would say Adele Hello was her prime, but no, Adele 21 was actually her prime.
Well,
02. And now here's a
technically
fly
speaking,
ball popped up, and we are looking at another 1-2-3 inning as
2-3.
Tavares makes the catch, and we go to the top of the fifth. Can the Mariners hold a 2-1 lead against an offense-heavy Texas Rangers team?
Maybe.
It makes me want to play pizza and go to the bathroom. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
While he makes that pizza, what's up, baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video and start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thing press.
It's the Sahara pizza. You have my hands and you've made it. All right. So, for all those that are tuning in, definitely check out the promo code RoofTopSports on SeatGeek.com for your $20 off. I think it's absolutely important these days to have a little bit of advantage when you're purchasing tickets for entertainment purposes. Considering the price gouging techniques of the Seattle Mariners and their preferential ticket pricing, when good teams happen to roll through T-Mobile Park, it's almost impossible to take your wife and your kid to the game. So why not have a little bit of an advantage? And by advantage, I mean get your $20 off. It's even if you're spending at $60 a ticket instead of $120, you're looking at $100. Now, granted, you're still going to pay $120 because of all the taxes and fees, but at least a little bit helps. Or if you prefer the minor league route, you're essentially buying free tickets. Do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor and use promo code RoofTopSports for your $20 off. As I'm trying to figure out my streaming issues, apparently there's a problem here, so And Joe just decided to up and leave. How about that? Here we are in the top half of the fifth inning. Ugh. As we look for a better stream here. Yeah, I don't. I don't know exactly what happened to good old Rooftop. There he is.
You know, don't quit your day job. If I could do it again, I should have just texted the "I'll call you back." It went longer than I thought it would.
I see. I thought you went to the bathroom.
Yeah, that would have been a pretty substantial one. The pitch, except I did go to the bathroom too.
Did you have to do a brown load?
No, it was just evacuation complete.
Evacuation.
As we're at 3-2, and I can't believe that they just gave up a double. It seemed like there was a double, unless it was a single with a stolen base. Now we're at the 3-2, and now the pitch. And now here's a ground ball right to Mastroboni. Throw to first in time. If that was Jorge Polanco, that goes through. Surprisingly, Mastroboni is actually not a total dumpster fire for the Mariners. Hence why I have to say not a total dumpster fire.
Not a total dumpster fire.
Yep.
That's good. Yeah, I literally cannot keep stream at all.
You can't?
No,
I got
it now. Yeah, last night on the MLS live stream with Seattle and FC Dallas, my Apple season pass wouldn't actually play.
Wow.
Right.
And you're paying for that.
Yeah, and so I had to go find in the first 5 minutes of the stream, right? It just would not
one swing and a miss, strike two for Tavares.
Thankfully, I found a stream and it worked out quite well, but man, that was tough.
Things are tough. Now we're at 0-2. And time has been called. As we are still at 0-2 for Tavares.
Yeah, I just can't find a stream, man.
0-2. And that's going to be a golf swing pop up, and that should be playable, but it's kind of... Yep, and Mastroboni makes the catch. And now it's 2 outs already.
There we go. All right. There we go. There we go. Now we got ourselves
89 pitches for Logan Gilbert, though, which is quite a bit, especially when you're possibly going into the 6th inning, which means he'll maybe get one more inning, and that means bullpen's going to be heavy. Bullpen has been quite being used a bit, and the pitching efficiency is not exactly where it was last year.
We're in the top of the 5th, right?
Yeah.
Right, so he's already at 89 pitches. This is probably his last inning.
You think it's his last inning? I would say maybe one more inning. But considering that the Mariners have a day off tomorrow, then yeah, sure, maybe they will use much of their bullpen. But then if they didn't have a day off, Logan be staying one more inning.
Potentially. You know how risk averse this team is with their starting pitching. They're gonna baby you. They're gonna baby these
away,
guys.
and now you're gonna have a runner at third base. And that was a wild pitch. I think that's like the second wild pitch today for Logan Gilbert. And now we got Jock Peterson, and that is going to be a ball. Two and 0 for Jock Peterson. Got a man on third though, and now the pitch, and that is a strike. Now we're looking at 2 and 1. Now the pitch, and swung on and popped up, and that's gonna be 2 and 2.
Is Seager on deck right now?
Kyle's brother is on deck.
There you go. Okay, so we're good. We're
Deep
good.
down, Kyle Seager's cheering for his brother, or for the Rangers. He's deep down a Rangers fan as a way of saying, F you, Mariners, for disrespecting me. Now that's what you call disrespect. So, Gino, quit being a crybaby. The 2-2.
Yeah, you tell him.
And now here's a fly ball to right field, but Luke Raley is there. And he makes the catch, and now we'll retire the side. Gets out of a jam.
So this is a Sunday afternoon at T-Mobile Park. How many fans do you think are there today?
I'm going to say about 26,000.
Yeah, there look like there's some empty seats there.
There's been empty seats every single game. Mariners are actually in the bottom tier in attendance this season.
Yeah.
And they're trying to say, oh, but it's early. Oh, look at the Dodgers, 51,000 every single, an average.
Yeah, but the Dodgers win championships.
I heard a Dodgers fan stop being a Dodgers fan because of the visit to the White House. Let's just say this TikTok lady had a huge meltdown, so much that she tried to pull the Ohtani jersey from her dog. Animal abuse much?
It's like, dude, by the way, it's not that big of a deal. They do this all the time with presidents that you like and then presidents that you don't like. It happens all the time.
And it's very rare for a team to actually not even show up. It's only team that has done it was the Golden State Warriors of 2017. And that's when things were heated back then. So it's very rare to see a team skip out.
But I remember when the Seahawks won the Super Bowl and certain players didn't show up. Like Marshawn just decided not to show up. He had charity. He says that he had charity functions going on, and it is what it is. It's like, I don't care. It's just a symbolic gesture that champions go to the White House. It is what it is.
Yeah, but then they blew it up badly when it was, well, for certain reasons.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Oh my God, big bad food again.
And we are back from the break.
Oh my God, he's so evil.
Miles Mastrobuoni, now the pitch, and that is a strike.
He's a, Miles Mastrobuoni is a good stick guy. He's a good stick guy. Real good with a stick in his hands.
I love how Logan's just a little concerned on why he's not going so deep in the games. He can't. He's not going to. He'll be lucky to get a 6th inning.
I think, it's funny.
He's at 94.
He's been around for 3 years now. And, even when he was a rookie, of course, they're going to monitor his innings limit. He's going to be on an innings limit.
0-2. And now here's a liner, and that is a base hit. And Mastrobuoni continues to actually contribute to the Mariners. He's still remaining above 300 after that base hit.
But it's like, dude, you know that they're risk averse when it comes to starting pitchers. So it's like if you're approaching 100, regardless of the inning, you're going to be taken out.
And the sad thing is, these pitchers are still sustaining injuries even with pitch restrictions. Yeah. It's pretty sad. I think it's like it seems that it's an inescapable issue. I don't think there is a way to fix it. They've already tried the pitching management, and Tommy John's has still gone up.
Well, it's also the pitch restrictions that are actually playing a role in it. They have that all wrong, but it's also look at how they're developing pitchers to pitch 100% on every single pitch. They're not taking anything off of it. So they're essentially pitching 100% on every single pitch, wearing down their arm. It's it's learning how to pitch effectively, throwing ground ball outs and throwing fly ball outs versus trying to strike everybody out all the time.
We're looking at 0-1 for Dylan Moore, who is 0 for 1, and now the pitch, and that's a foul ball.
Greg Maddux, Pedro Martinez, Randy Johnson, some of the best pitchers that actually had Tom Glavine, some of the best pitchers that we've seen over the course of the last 30 years essentially had 15+ year careers and never really had any sustainable long-term arm injuries. Gee, I wonder why.
And now here's a fly ball popped up, and Adolis Garcia is going to be there, and he makes the catch. And that's going to be one out, and Master Boney obviously cannot go to second base. Next is going to be J.P. Crawford.
Well, they also follow advanced metrics like it's the Bible, right? Where they say that it's like, after a certain amount of batters or certain times through, his effectiveness goes down, right? So that's why they usually have pitchers go 5-6 innings tops.
J.P. Crawford up to the plate, and now here's the throw to second. Runner goes, the throw to second, and he's out. Master Boney is out. He got thrown out at second, and now there's 2 outs. So he doesn't have the legs, but he's got the hands and the stick, but he doesn't have legs.
He's got the hands, buddy. He's got the hands.
But his hands could not reach out quite enough. Didn't like Randy, though. Like 130 in one game. Surprised he was never injured, huh? Oh, Randy Johnson?
Yeah, but that being said, Randy wasn't throwing at 100% capacity with every single pitch. It only looked like
pitch to JP, and that is outside for a ball. And look at Jamie Moore.
Randy and Jamie Moyer are the perfect examples of them understanding their own mechanics and understanding that, in some instances, you have to take something off a pitch.
2-0. And that is going to be a strike. There'll be a 2-1. Now the Mariners have no men on base. And as soon as Logan Gilbert is out of this game, it's going to be trouble for the bullpen. 2-1.
Good old Jamie
foul
Moyer
ball.
changeup.
Imagine that. The old Jamie Moyer changeup. You're going to swing at it? I don't know. Looks a little high. Looks pretty good to me. Hey, if you try the new seafood fish, quiet, man. I'm trying to concentrate. Oh, man. You got to swing at that. 3-3. Told you. The pitch. And that's going to be popped up to left field, and that should be more than playable. Josh Young calling for it, and he makes the catch. Battled the sun. And another, should have been a 1-2-3. Miles Master Boney got on first base, but he got himself out on the stolen base. So the Mariners get no runs, and I got to have a pizza. We got an extra large pizza for delivery. While he makes that pizza, what's up, baseball fans and pizza lovers? In celebration of the start of the baseball season, we've got a home run of a deal for you. We're offering 50% off all menu items on Mondays and Tuesdays and 25% off bowling. Don't strike out on this amazing deal. Check out our menu in the description of this video. And start ordering now. Delivery is also welcome. This offer goes through April.
I love the sound effects on that.
You like that? And then
yeah.
Some hated it.
No, it's a cute commercial. But the that's the crazy thing is like those guys back in the day knew how to pitch, right? And they weren't concerned with throwing and trying to strike everybody out. But by the way, I like the Jamie Moore commercial where they had the radar gun, the French radar gun, and it's like, whoa, Jamie's throwing hard today. It's 98. And he's like, let me take a look at that. Kilometers.
Jamie
like,
got this
la,
thing
la.
from no, it literally went
Yeah.
exactly like this.
Yeah.
97, 99, 99 miles an hour,
Yeah.
not miles, kilometers.
Kilometers.
Jamie got this thing from France. He seems to like it. Ooh la la. Mariners baseball. Soto Mojo. France?
Soto Mojo.
Sadly, that was Jeff Cirillo, though. I once kind of brought up with the, hey, I still remember you from Seattle. And as soon as I said that, the conversation, the air just died. Like he just like kind of rolled his eyes and
And he's like,
he doesn't-
I try to forget my time in Seattle, and it's like, why?
I don't blame him for it.
No, it's like, listen, man. He had a great career with the Colorado Rockies, playing in a ballpark that played to his strengths, and then you come down to sea level, and for whatever reason you switch leagues, and now all of a sudden you can't hit. But that being said, you shouldn't be ashamed of your time in Seattle.
Still made
Like
his money.
Yeah, he's still fine. It was fine.
0-1 and the pitch. And here's a ground ball. And that is going to be a tough play. Throw to first and great play by Dylan Moore. And he gets out. And by the way, you were correct. Logan Gilbert has been pulled from the game. They don't want him to go to 100 pitches. My prediction was going to be they would let him pitch. And after they give up that one hit or that one walk, then they'll pull him out.
Nah.
I guess they just don't want to mess around.
Yeah, you just know exactly how this thing is going to play out. But there you go. That's a nice play at first base right there. But Kevin Kirby is asking, how much do you think Williamson is going to play on the road trip? I think he's going to play his fair share. I can't imagine.
So.
I can't imagine them the Mariners calling up for him to sit
on the bench.
Just to warm a spot on the bench. I think he's going to get some run out there. And he should.
He actually 2-1 the pitch.
He actually had a very good spring training. At least I thought he had a pretty decent spring training.
He did.
Morning some playing time.
He outplayed Cole Young, and Cole Young was supposed to be the favorite.
That's funny.
Now
Aaron
the 2-0.
Goldsmith is way better than Dave Sims.
Hey, at least Dave Sims doesn't have to worry about that in Yankee Stadium.
Hey now.
Carlos Vargas in the bullpen. He's been getting a lot of work this season.
At least we don't, at least we're spared the bad stories of Dave Sims. Dave, don't get me wrong, man. I love Dave. Dave's a good guy, man. And I'm happy that he's in New York with the Yankees, man. That's awesome. He's with the premier team in Major League Baseball, living out his best life, and I'm very happy for Dave Sims. And
Me too.
He was always good. He was always good to me.
It's 3-2.
Dave Niehaus, he wasn't.
Dave Sims was born in Philadelphia. East Coast guy. 3-2. Now ground ball right to Gabe Spire. Throw to first in time.
Yeah, Dave Sims used to do a lot of college basketball back in the day.
And NFL football.
And NFL football, yeah. The thing about it is, it's like one of the things that baseball has missed from its illustrious past is the broadcaster. Broadcasters were also storytellers. They painted the picture of the game in the game, and it's very few left at it. But the guys that ended up taking over just don't have that. They don't have that cachet in the bank, or never learned how to actually paint the picture of the game via their broadcast file. Also having really, really cool stories from their time on the road with the team, or anecdotes from games of the past and things like that.
Foul ball, strike 2. Yeah, like when I listen to Gary Hill, no disrespect, but when I listen to him on play-by-play, it's like, Rick, can you take over for him, please? Like, please. It sounds so robotic when he does it. He shows no enthusiasm when a home run happens. At least Aaron Goldsmith has energy. The 0-2, and that's a foul ball.
Fly ball. Caught. Yeah. God.
But yeah, I don't like. I hate to say it, but I don't think Gary Hill is a. He's better as a color, but he is not a play-by-play.
I wanted them to give run to Mike Curto. Mike Curto, Tacoma. He's probably the best broadcaster in the Puget Sound.
And that's going to be low for a ball, 1 and 2.
Curto's the best play-by-play guy.
Where would you put me in the rankings between them all? Am I still in the bottom? I still a long ways to go.
Curto. Okay.
Okay.
Aaron Goldsmith.
Okay.
And even though they're not at it anymore, you still have Mike Flowers and you have Dan Wilson, because I thought.
And then here's a ground ball right to. Oh, and the collision to throw to first, and still in time. There was a collision between J.P. Crawford and Dylan Moore, and Dylan Moore still made the play to make up for it. You're going to see it eventually on your end. It was like J.P. Crawford crashed, and Dylan Moore still got the play at first base.
And then I'm going to have the dude that does the Aqua Sox there. And then I'm going to have you there. And then I'm going to have Angie Mentink below you. You've got a ways to go, my friend. You've got a ways to go. No, but so Kevin Kirby is asking, so in our opinion, what is it worth?
SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RoofTopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you.
Ouch, just above Angie Mentink.
Yeah, well, you got a ways to go. I'm not saying that you're going to be there forever. So Kevin Kirby has a pretty good question. He's asking, what's it worse, to be like Pete Rose and bet on baseball or to use steroids? So what do you think?
To bet on baseball, because steroids, everyone did it. But again, Pete Rose, it wasn't because he bet on baseball. It was because he was trying to declare war on the league. But what's really disgusting is that Major League Baseball came out and said, okay, we might consider you to reinstate you and give you Hall of after he dies. No, Pete Rose has a more sad story than all the other steroid takers. At least the steroid takers eventually fessed up. And Sammy Sosa was like, oh yeah, I did it. But so did everyone else.
Yeah. Well, no, so here's the thing, right? And you have to understand this in the historical context, because when the Black Sox threw the World Series, they were absolutely abused by their owners. They had the reverse clause, which means that a player was tied to that team.
Julio just got on base hit. He didn't.
You know, players were tied to their teams for the rest of their careers unless they were traded. They had no leverage and they were abused. They were paid poverty wages. And so it's understandable that players would be in league with organized crimes and gamblers to make money. Understood. But all of that changed when baseball players started making ungodly sums of money.
And that is, did he go for it? No, he did not. It's like if we have Polanco up, maybe this is worth talking about. Now, if it was like Master Boney or like Moore, then it's like, I think he's talking.
Yeah,
but Polanco is struggling. He is 0 for 2.
He did hit the home run.
Now the pitch. Yeah, Polanco did on Friday, and we were there for it. In about 8 days, or in about 12 days, I'm going to the Mariners game. Still trying to find a way to get lucky for my friend's birthday. I'm definitely going to call the stadium and be like, hey, I need you to put his name on there. The pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's strike one. Have you ever done that before, where you wish someone happy birthday and the Mariners put it up on this jumbotron?
Yeah.
Is that a matter of just giving them a call?
It's like a Mariner birthday pack. You could call the team, but the crazy thing is my mom did that for me 3 years ago, and I was like, gee, Mom, thanks.
And that is a strike.
It was
2
weird.
and 2.
I felt like I was 12 years old at a birthday party. You know what I mean? It was weird. But that would be a cool little gesture, but why don't you just buy Diamond Club tickets?
Because my YouTube channel is at 1 million subscribers yet. And I'm not exactly in that position to do that. Unless all of you want to put in $1,000 and we'll make it work. GoFundMe, baby! I'm gonna start a GoFundMe for my friend's birthday. Woo-hoo-hoo!
By the way, it's not that expensive, man. I mean, they're expensive. Like $250 a ticket is expensive. It's $500, but he's your friend though.
Oh, but I'm taking a huge group.
Oh yeah.
Taking a group, so I won't be able to cater that kind of.
What? How many people?
Up to 4 so far, maybe 5 or 6. The pitch.
Oh,
now here's a ground ball, and that advances the runner to. Oh, I think he's safe. Did he miss the tag? A tag may have been missed. Whoa, Mariners caught a really weird break. Texas failed to apply the tag. Jake Berger failed to apply the tag on Jorge Polanco. It was a nice little dribbler, and somehow, but how is that not off the base pass? I mean, I think that's going to be looked at. I think that is going to be reviewed because Jorge Polanco seemed that he just dodged the tag, but he did run out of the base path. So I think that might be overturned.
I think you can do that if Jake Berger is blocking the
path.
Blocking the path. So I think you're able to do that.
I guess that's what Russ Davis and Lou Piniella were trying to argue back in 1998 when Lou Piniella kicked his own baseball cap.
Yeah, he flat out missed the tag.
But the question is he outside of the base path?
That was like a la Willie Mays Hayes right there.
No, it does remind me of 98 with Russ Davis with the double play, led to Luke Piniella arguing. Do you think that's what the case they're trying to make was the guy was blocking the base path? That's why Russ Davis had no choice but to go out of the base path.
Yeah, he straight up missed him. So here's an idea. Why don't you just sit in general mission and right field or up in lookout landing? It's still a great time, especially lookout landing because they got their own bar up there. You know what I mean? So your friends don't have to walk the concourses, and they can just hang out. It's actually a really
Wait, so go to the right field upper deck, the worst seats.
No, actually, those are good seats. Those are actually good seats.
And then go a level below to go to the bar.
Or, like I said, lookout landing in the left field corner, up in the 300 in the left field corner, where you have the panoramic views of the city behind you, and then you're in the left field corner. But if you sit like right down, like on the overhang, it's pretty cool, and the bar is literally 5 feet behind you.
And the play stands, and now we got Bruce Bochy coming out to argue. He didn't like the call, as I guess the rule is if the defender is in the base path,
and he was.
It's free game, basically.
Yeah. And
so
Jake foot was in the base path.
And now you got Russ Davis and Lou Piniella going, am I a joke to you? Because that's what they were trying to argue back in 98 in Cleveland.
Is that CB Buckner? God,
no, CB Buckner's a bit skinnier and taller than that.
So the anyways, while we're waiting on this to be resolved, Major League Baseball players' salaries are now so exorbitant that they can bet $1 million and it would be nothing to them. But that being said, gambling today doesn't make sense. That rule doesn't make sense considering Major League Baseball takes gambling revenue in sponsorship revenue. And it actually makes absolutely no sense for them to have that hardline stance on gambling. Why they themselves are taking sponsorship revenue from gamblers. The steroid thing to me is funny because it's literally a victimless act. You're not hurting anybody. You're not even hurting yourself. If you know exactly what
you're hurting your balls. You're hurting your balls though.
No, you're not. Anyway,
the pitch to Cal Raleigh, and that is actually in there for a strike, and Cal Raleigh's not happy with the call. He tried to plead his case on it. Umpire's like, nope, it's a strike. Deal with it, loser. But I think
if it wasn't for Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa,
game is dead.
Well, I wouldn't say it's dead, but it certainly isn't where it is today, and the salary certainly would not be where it was if it wasn't for the stars of the steroid era. But most notably, the players' union wouldn't have the power wouldn't have the power they have today because of it, and the owners would never have made nearly as much money as they did without it.
With 1-1, and then the foul ball. And Cal Raleigh does have an opportunity to extend the lead. Maybe we can see another torpedo bat home run because Torpedo Boy, Got Julio at second, Polanco at first with nobody out.
But also, this is how you know that Major League Baseball wanted to keep steroids in the game, because they actually fought Congress first about it. They didn't want any congressional
1-2.
interference.
Low for a ball that gets away. Did that hit him? And that may have hit him, and now he's going to go to first base. And now we've got the bases loaded with still nobody out. But guess who is
Bases
up?
loaded.
Guess who in the bleep is up?
Randy Rosarena.
Yeah, I'm not feeling happy about that.
Oh yeah, hit him.
It really did hit him, and he couldn't escape that one. I've been hit by those things. It ain't fun. And they were just like 50-mile-an-hour pitches, and it's like, ouch. I remember when I got hit, I was like this, trying to like be on the kill. And I got hit, and I was like, oh, shoot. And everyone's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. And the next morning, next thing I know, I got a little purple marker.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I used to get plunked quite a bit back in the day.
It ain't fun to get plunked.
It only hurts for a second.
And yet I'm like the one going, hey, step into it. Take one for the team.
And Jake Taylor sending up Roger Thorne. Thorne's over the century against this guy, except if you count the couple foul tips. Thorne still
Now got Randy Rosarena. Now it's time. Can he hit another grand slam or just get some runs in? Now the pitch. And that is a strike.
As general manager of this team, I demand to know when I'm going to get a start.
There's an old-timers game coming up.
There's an old-timers game coming up.
0-1.
Randy.
And now the pitch. And ground ball, foul ball off of his foot. And now he's already down to strike 2. Could it be possible that the Mariners don't score with the bases loaded?
That's a very good possibility. That's a very good possibility.
Well, let's see what the stats say about it.
See, here's the thing. A ground ball anywhere, even if it's a double play, still scores 1. It's not ideal, but at least you walk away with something.
The pitch. Now here's a ground ball, still foul. I'm looking up bases loaded for the Mariners offense and see where they're at. When the Mariners have the bases loaded, they are actually 11th. They bat .286 with the bases loaded, believe it or not.
What?
I know. Isn't that hard to believe? 0-2 on Randy Rosarena. And now the pitch. And now here's a ground ball and hooking foul.
I didn't think they were that good.
Me neither.
286 is actually pretty goddamn good with the bases loaded.
Especially when you're 11th in the league.
Considering you're the Seattle Mariners and you can't hit fastballs.
It looks like they're actually ranked better than they actually do better than the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers are the worst team in baseball with the bases loaded, believe it or not.
That's funny. These umps make me miss Angel Hernandez. That's funny.
Angel Hernandez was so bad that other umpires didn't even like him.
Yeah, well, you know, CB Buckner's pretty bad too.
0-2, the pitch. Outside for a ball, 1-2. Good eye on Randy Rosarena.
Randy. That's the Jumbotron out in center field. Or with the
when Dorn wouldn't come out of the field, and now we got 1-2 on Randy Rosarena. Dorn! 1-2, the pitch. Up high for a ball, 2-2.
And he's like, "Aw."
Oh!
So after a beautiful display of exercise exhibitions, Jake Taylor Dorn will head back to the dugout.
2-2. And the pitch. Oh, and that plunked him, and that will get him to first base. Takes one for the team, and the Mariners extend the lead to 3-1 on a hit by the pitch to Randy Rosarena.
And for those that don't know, that also counts as an RBI for Randy Rosarena, because you get hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. It's an RBI.
You know what? He makes up for it for his lack of hustle back in the foul ball area that led to a home run. I guess he makes up for it.
Can we get one of these?
Oh, yes. Let's do that. Yeah. Nope, someone's already up to the plate. Nope, they're already pulling the pitcher out. Nathan Eovaldi is out. And now here's it for you, Randy Rosarena.
Hey, Rooftop, why do you like him so much? Because he gets on base.
Oh, but I only do that for A's games.
Because he gets on base. Don't make me point at Pete again. Read your packet. Because he gets on base.
But he walks a lot. But
No,
he gets on base a lot.
He gets on base a lot. Do we care if it's a walk or a base hit? Pete, we do not.
We do not. Oh, remember this part? Major League Baseball does not care about your numbers and everything. And you're gonna have to explain why your daughter. You're gonna have to explain to your daughter why now you're working at Dick's Sporting Goods. I'm not gonna fire you, Grady. F you. Now I will.
That's funny. Major League Baseball thinks the way that I think. Whoa. You don't have a crystal ball. I've sat at those tables where you say, I know that your son's future, he's going to be great. And you don't know, Brady. You don't.
I don't give a shit what you think. Well, if he was saying it to Jerry DiPoto, he would have excellent points.
Yeah.
Then we'd be on Jerry's side. Or no, on the Grady's side. And
then Jerry DiPoto is like, Major League Baseball thinks the way that I think. Everyone uses advanced metrics to run their baseball divisions. If you're not using it, you're a dinosaur. Well, how come you haven't won anything? I'm done talking to you. I don't give a shit what you think.
No, worse. He'll say, well, T-Mobile Park is a tough place to hit. Rated by, is this like one of those Grossi raid? Is this a Grossi raid I'm getting given?
The Metropolitans?
I think he's trying to pull a Tom Grossi on me. I don't know if it's going to work. And that's a swing.
Let's go Mets, baby. You'll get some follows, baby. What's up?
By the same, well, yeah, but we already know this guy.
The Metropolitans?
Who's this?
I don't know.
And a pitch, and that's going to be low for a ball. Still no outs with the bases loaded.
We're really small, but inspired by Grossi. Okay, that's cool,
Grossi.
Man. Hey, so let me ask you a question, Metropolitans. What is a Metropolitan?
And the pitch. And now here's a ground ball. Gonna be double play ball. Throw to home, throw to first, and not in time, but nobody's gonna score. Now it's one out.
Are these guys like diehard Mets fans, but also like closet Marlins fans? I don't understand.
No. Okay, I'm gonna look up this guy.
No.
Metro.
Oh, New York. Oh, I see. New York Mets and Miami Dolphins. Okay. Hey, by the way, the Dolphins need a quarterback.
Yeah, because Tua Tagovailoa is meh. His health is just really bad.
I do like it. By the way, I do actually like and respect the Mets. I've kind of always had a soft spot for the Mets.
He's a new channel.
How many followers?
He's got 176. I just subscribed to him. He's been doing this for about a couple months. So keep grinding away. You were recommended to raid by one of our subscribers. Keep going. Oh, appreciate it. Are you a friend of Tom Grossi?
Just letting you know that if you guys are soccer fans over there, I know a really cool soccer YouTube site that would be awesome, man, for you guys. If you guys like soccer.
No, I have an idea myself. Maybe I'll raid his channel because he's live right now.
How do you raid a channel?
Okay, how about this? This is for you, Metropolitans. Sending the rooftop raid. Raid this guy. Give him the love.
I think we got a counter raid going on.
Oh, he's saying there's a counter raid going on, so I'm gonna give him a counter raid. Go to his channel and do it.
We got a rooftop raid coming back at us, guys.
Let's give him the raid.
Rooftop raid coming on over.
Just saying, man.
And now the pitch, and that's gonna be a foul ball.
It's awesome, Rooftop Sports.
I'm just saying, Metropolitans.
Hey, we're trying to beat the Athletics for you guys. We're trying to take out an AL West opponent for you. So.
I would appreciate it, Metropolitans.
3-0. We're going to the top. Stop.
Now we're at the 1-1. Now the pitch, and that is low for a ball.
I'm just saying, Metropolitans, like, you know, soccer's pretty awesome, man. And I know a YouTube soccer, soccer channel that is actually really goddamn.
Now
cool.
2-1 the pitch, and that's going to be a ground ball foul. By the way, Donovan Solano is the pinch hitter for Rowdy Tellez. Guess they're playing with that lefty-righty matchup on that one.
Yeah. So why don't you guys go head over to Stateside Footy and give it a sub. We had a really cool MLS live stream last night between your Seattle Sounders and, of course, FC Dallas.
And the 2-2. And a foul ball.
We're on a commercial break right now, by the way, for the Mets game, so you're not missing anything. I'm just hanging out with my Rooftop Sports friends here.
Yeah, he found me. Retropolitans.
That's so it's a channel.
2-2. Outside for ball 3-2 full count.
To the top of
in the Miami Dolphins.
It is 3-0 Mets. Tyron Taylor.
Yeah, but I'll say this, Metropolitans, just because you don't watch it now doesn't mean you can't give the channel a sub. Go ahead and go over 3-2. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Donovan Solano. The marquee free agent signing for the Mariners disappoints.
So, by the way, how is the fit of Juan Soto doing up there in New York? How is that working out for you guys?
Yeah, how's the Juan Soto doing? And now we got Miles Mastroboni still with the bases loaded. And now the pitch. And that is a strike.
Yeah, so we talked about the Juan Soto. Yeah, so
0-1. Still the bottom of the 6th inning. And now the 0-1 pitch. And a swing and a miss. He reached out, and that is going to be strike 2. Just imagine, the Mariners can't, with a bases loaded, no outs, if you're only able to come up with 1 run, does that warrant boos?
Listen, this is par for the course. The fact that we got 1 is actually an achievement in itself. And it wasn't even a base hit. It was a hit by the pitch RBI. And by the way, Metropolitans, the link is in the chat right there by Swinging for the Fences. So go ahead and give that a sub.
0-2 the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to retire the side. The fact that you only got 1 run, 1 GD run with the bases loaded.
Did you just say GD?
Yes.
GD. You couldn't just say goddamn.
I didn't want to. It's Palm Sunday, and
it's the Lord's Day. It's
not until Easter. It's Palm Sunday. It's more than just a Lord's Day.
Jeez, man. I'll just say this, that I'm actually happy that we just got the insurance run. Because there is a little something to breathing room. There is a little something to insurance. And by the way, I'm making excuses. At least I'm not using the marine layer as the excuse or the batting eye. I am just saying that we are not that great. So the fact that we got 1, I will take it.
I won't.
By the way, I'll tell you exactly what I wanted. I wanted this game to be broke wide open by Randy Rosarena. And to at least get 3. But no, we got 1.
Goodbye, Metropolitans. Thank you for being on the show.
Take it easy, Metropolitans.
Looks like people are taking my ideas of play-by-play.
Yeah, a lot of people do live streams, my guy.
So I'm not that special.
Well, you're the only guy that I know that does active Mariner live streams, which is actually pretty cool. I think you're the only one that does it.
Northwest Sports Fanatics is the other guy.
Okay, so my whole point is that there's not a lot of people doing it.
Yeah, it's just the 2 of us doing Mariners baseball consistently. He does 150 per year, while I'm trying to go for 100.
You know, if I was in the Seattle area, knowing that game time starts at 7 o'clock, I would probably do it. But since West Coast games start at 10 o'clock here, Yeah, there's just no room for it. There's no room. I can't I'm like Monday through Thursday. I'm generally in bed by 8 o'clock. Sunday through Thursday. So there's just no way I can stay up that late.
And we are back from the break now. It's Carlos Vargas up on the mound.
I can usually do like a Sunday game because of the.
Now here's a ground ball, and is that playable? Throw to first in time, and Josh Young gets out.
Yeah, I can do Sundays because it's a decent time, or I can do East Coast. I can do the East Coast swing with you.
And now we're at 3-1 Mariners. Josh Young just got out.
I kind of like Carlos Vargas. I like his delivery. He's got Vargas reminds me a little bit. His little motion, his delivery. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Jared Weaver, a little bit.
1-0. And it's popped up to left field. And is Randy Rosarena actually going to hustle for it? And he makes the catch. 2 outs already.
Wow. Look at Vargas. Look at the bark.
Okay, would you rather do Louie or tequila for the seventh inning?
Louie.
Gotta keep a tradition.
You don't mess with tradition. Bow.
And now the pitch and foul ball. But in spring training at Peoria, tequila is the song after singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
But I'll tell you what, though, you also could play Candy Shop by 50 Cent. I'm just messing with you.
I'm good.
Take me to the candy shop.
What bullpen arm should get sent down when Brash comes back? Edward Bizzardo or Trent Thornton?
Trent Thornton might just get the DFA. He just might get
He's just not good. There's no options for him, I guess. As we're at 0-2, now the pitch. Oh, and that nearly got him. But I think that was considered a foul tip. Carlos Vargas has control problems, as that was the red flags of him after that Eugenio Suarez trade.
My big issue with Bizzardo is there's just no consistency with him. You'll have a good outing, and then he'll pair that with a couple bad outings before having another good outing.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to retire the side. An easy 1-2-3 for Carlos Vargas. We go to the 7th inning, and I think they're going to do God Bless America because it's Sunday.
Yep.
Especially,
God bless America.
All right, let's do it. I'm going to do it myself.
Okay. I might do it with you.
Okay, well, I'll point at you when you do it, and you point at me. I have the lyrics on my face. God bless America, land that I love.
Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above.
From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans, white with foam.
God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
I think you try to pull a Carl Lewis on that one. Oh. And the Rockets! Red flag! Uh-oh. I'll make up for it. I like how he was so cool about it. 7th inning stretch. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, so let's root.
Root for the Mariners. If they don't win, it's a shame. It would be a shame because they need the freaking sweep.
For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old
Ball game. And here's our favorite part. Oh, Dad, we gotta go. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, baby, said we gotta
We
go.
gotta go.
A fine little girl, she's waiting for you. Get your ship across the sea. Ship all alone. And we are back from the break.
I don't know the words. Hurry up and let's get back to the chorus.
Jen Mueller being shown again.
Jen Mueller.
Matt Brash update. 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, 19 pitches. Still think his ETA is going to be about May at best.
Yeah, probably. Where's he pitching?
Tacoma.
Tacoma.
Now I got Dylan Moore up to the plate, and according to Kevin Kirby, Williamson's not even active today. The pitch that is outside for a ball, so maybe this is just him to vibe with the team. But then going on the road trip, that's when his debut will be.
Yeah,
and now we're at 1-0.
Yeah.
And the one player that they did have to send down, and the pitch, and that's a strike. The one player that they did send down was Dom Canzone, and it was like, yeah, after that one at bat I saw out of him where he's check swinged at the dirt. I'm like, yeah, he's gone. 1-1 for Dylan Moore. The pitch. Now here's a fly ball to deep left field. Is that going to be enough? And that is caught by the left fielder. I might as well just said fly ball caught.
Dylan Moore. Demo.
Hey, if it was a Kingdom, that's out of there.
That's out of it. It's just that Marine layer, man.
I wonder how many people regret leaving the game when they came back down 5. And I think, well, I'm sure everyone did. Now
You can't blame them. You can't blame them for leaving.
Because we thought the game was over. JP Crawford's up to the plate.
Have you ever left early in a come from behind win? I've
never left early. It's never happened to me. 0-1. Now here's a ground ball foul. Oh, it's happened twice.
Yeah, it's happened twice. And of course, I was with my dad, and my dad's like a chronic early leaver, right? And so the rule is if like the game is tied in the 7th, then we'll stay. But if the Mariners are down by 3 or more runs, he's like, all right, let's go. And so we had like the first one we were down by 3 and we came back to win it. The second time we were down by 4 and came back to win it. And we're listening to the game in the car on the way down the freeway, and it's like I'm looking at my dad like, you son of a bitch. Like you wanted to leave early because you wanted to beat traffic, and it's like, you know what, man?
Then why even buy the ticket?
There was only 10,000 people in this in the Kingdom at the time, and it's like it's not that much traffic.
And that is going to be low for a ball. 1-2 for JP Crawford. Now, considering Carlos Vargas only had 6 pitches in or 7 pitches, do you put him in for the 8th inning or let someone else do it?
Good question.
1-2.
What spot in the lineup are the Rangers?
That's the other good question, isn't it?
Yeah, that determines my answer.
Because I already forgot who was hitting. As, by the way, JP Crawford seemed to have struck out. Good job, JP. I knew I can count on you. It was Peterson, so it's going to be the top of the inning. I think they're going to pull him out.
Yeah. Yeah. If it's 1-2-3 or 2-3-4, yeah, for sure. They're not going to
the pitch. If it was like, if you got through the top half and then you went to the bottom half, then yeah, sure, they're going to keep him in for, but then they want the best of their best. But the problem is Santos is not at his best. Here's Julio Rodriguez batting 1-0, and now the pitch, or it's at a 1-0 count. He swings and misses. It's going to be a 1-1. Would like to see a home run because it's 2 outs. So what have you got to lose at this point?
Well, Julio's going to be swinging for it.
He is. He already is. This series has been 4 for 12.
I do have to ask you a question, and that is, how much leeway do you give JP Crawford this season? If he's
Almost
still
none.
if he's still struggling into June, do you? I mean, is this time for a benching? Like, when do you say enough is enough with JP Crawford?
The problem is the Mariners don't really have anyone to back it up. Like, Cole Young is not there yet. Cole Emerson's still a year or two away. Same with 1-2. And ground ball right to third base, Josh Young. Throw over the first in time and a 1-2-3 inning. You just felt like you blinked an eye, and now the inning is over. Now we're going to the top of the 8th. So JP Crawford, if Cole Young was,
what if he gets off to a hot start?
Oh yeah, JP bye-bye.
JP bye-bye?
Yeah. But the problem is, if you trade him, you're gonna have to probably pay a portion of his contract, and no one's gonna take him. And if you DFA him, that's a lot of money to eat.
But it's not. But it's really not, though. I think he's only making like 10 a year, maybe.
No, he's on 12.
He's on a very team-friendly deal. You know what I mean? Like, they're not really paying an arm and a leg for JP.
$11 million.
Yeah, that's not that.
He's gonna be at 12. He's gonna be at 12 million at the end for 2026. So he still has another year in his contract. I think next season they may consider trying to field trades for him where they're willing to give up a prospect and eat half of his salary.
Do you think JP's got trade value?
No. The only value he might have is defense, and if someone's willing to take on him, and if someone thinks that they can fix him, so maybe. But the problem is his value is not there unless the Mariners can get some Dumbo team to overpay. So that's going to be the best case scenario. They did eat Haniger's money.
I will say, though, that for some reason, JP Crawford strikes me as a future Cincinnati Red.
He'll be behind Ellie De La Cruz.
That's if Ellie De La Cruz stays in Cincinnati.
Right.
Just saying. He feels like a Cincinnati Red. or a Cleveland Guardian.
And we are back from the break.
Oh, you know the name I was thinking about when we were talking about last year's trade deadline? Because I just thought Cleveland Guardians. Ahmed Rosario. That was the name I was looking for.
It looks like I wonder who's pitching now. Could be a new pitcher. We're gonna figure that out. It's a new pitcher, and it's gonna be Trent Thornton. Oh boy, we're screwed.
Hello, baseball. Goodbye, blackouts. For $19.99 a month at mariners.com/stream.
Pitch. And here's a ground ball right to third base. Master Boney throw to first in time.
Can watch the Mariners with pure delight. For $20.
2 outs away from going to the bottom of the 8th inning, and I would say the Mariners should probably tack on some more runs on that. And if the Mariners do win this game, they do sweep their first series of the season. So that'd be something to hope for. The pitch,
baby.
And now we got a bunt, and that's a foul ball, fouled back. Leody Taveras.
With Miles Masterboni yet playing third base, can they sweep the Texas Rangers?
Texas Y'all Rangers. And now we're at 0-1. Now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. 0-2 already.
And as of right now, if they win today, the Mariners will get back to 500.
0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is 2 outs already. Trent Thornton's actually pitching pretty well.
How are the Astros?
And I may have jinxed it. Astros beat the Angels.
All right, so they're what, 8-8 too, right?
Yep. And Angels, as long as their hot start may fade, I don't know.
Yeah,
Mike Trout's off to a good start. He's playing right field.
They're only 9-6.
Hey, you would love the Mariners to be 9-6.
It's too early.
1-0 for Jock Peterson. And the pitch. And a swing and a miss. And I was wrong. It actually was the bottom of the lineup.
Here's so Trent Thornton Glasses is on the hill. Last time we saw him, didn't he cough up the tying dinger?
Yeah, he did. And the 1-1. And that is going to be inside for a ball. 2-1 for Jock Peterson.
So we get to see Munoz, huh?
Munoz, the guy who usually does well at home, the 2-1. I mean, T-Mobile Park literally is his best friend, as we got a 3-1 outside for Jock Peterson. Andres Munoz being shown in the bullpen.
Yep.
And now at 3-1, he's got what he wants. And now the pitch. And that's a ground liner and fouled again, or just foul ball. And that's going to be 3-2 full count.
Imagine having a bullpen without a setup guy or a closer. And your setup guy is actually your closer. And then when Matt Brash comes back, who is probably a closer, is going to be your setup guy.
Matt Brash isn't really much closer. He's more of a setup.
Yeah, I know.
Paul Sewald was the true closer, but they gave up on him just to get Josh Rojas, Ryan Bliss, who's hurt, Josh Rojas, who got non-tendered, and Dom Canzone, became a dud. I think the Mariners easily lost that trade. I think.
Yeah.
3-2, the pitch, and it's a ground ball foul. And the crazy thing is, the Mariners just needed one of those players to actually be a regular starter, like a solid regular starter. And then
they needed one of them to hit. They needed just one of them to hit.
And it's a wash.
And it looks like maybe Vargas might be the one that actually hits.
The chosen one. He was out of the Suarez trade.
Right, but I mean, out of those guys with Arizona,
here's a ground ball right to first base, and Solano's got it, and that will retire the side. An easy 1-2-3 inning.
There it is.
As we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, it is 3-1. Well, Sewald is in Cleveland now. He already signed a 1-year deal.
Oh, I love that. I love that move for him. Sewald in Cleveland, and if there's any team that knows how to use a bullpen, that properly knows how to use a bullpen, it's Cleveland. Cleveland is very good with Cleveland is incredibly good with the use of their starting rotation and their bullpen. And he's going to be on a playoff team because Cleveland's actually the best team in that division.
Especially with Stephen Vogt as their manager, great manager, who the Mariners could have hired. They had every bit of chance to do it.
Nah, because Scotty Surface was his guy until he wasn't,
and he ghosted him.
Can you remember? Can you imagine getting ghosted out of a job? And you're like, Jerry, so what's going on? Nothing. He sees your text, but he doesn't respond. And then
ghosting ghosting out of a job is a new thing.
I haven't heard from him in 2 weeks. I don't even know if I still have a job or not. Well, are you showing up? No. Then you guys don't. See, was Rojas a good hitter? I don't remember. See, Rojas, it was interesting because
he had a good April.
There were times where he actually had decent weeks, but he just could not string together. He could not string together any type of consistency. But that being said, though, in pockets against lefties, he actually was pretty good. In different pockets, he was pretty good. But that being said, it's like he was rarely like in those patches of form.
DC Comics Night, they're giving away a Joker statue / bobblehead holding a bat. That's when you know the Mariners are running out of ideas on bobbleheads.
I'm telling you, man, bring back the Beamer Buzz Cut Night. Bring it out. Dust that one out.
They did last year.
Yeah, do it again. Or do an Edgar Martinez light bat night. Give away little mini light bats.
I know what I'll do. I'll go up to Edgar Martinez. You are my childhood hero, and runs away.
Yeah, you already done that. You totally fanboyed out on him.
Yeah, not a good idea. And yeah, I was cool with like Felix, Steve Gordon, Nelson Cruz, Robbie Cano, Kyle Seager, Lawyer Malloy. But then
were you around in Edgar's prime? Did you watch it, or was it a little bit
2000?
2000. Okay.
So I did get to watch like a few legitimate years out of him, but not the 90s as much.
Yeah, so you caught the tail end of his career. Yeah, like I had the late '80s and all of the '90s and the early 2000s. Like I saw the majority of his career. And
Now
that
we
dude
got
was unbelievable. That dude was unbelievable.
Mitch Garver is now pinch hitting for Jorge Polanco, and that is a strike because they brought in the lefty. I still would have kept in Polanco because Polanco's off to a good start, at least for now.
I would say that when Edgar busted onto the scene, legit busted, like he was always pretty good, except he was a third baseman when he came up, and he had some playing time, but he also did not get a lot of playing time. But it was 1992 when he broke out, when he won the AL batting title. Like that was like when he put himself on the map with that season in '92.
02 and a swing and a miss, and then 95 was like his even more breakout.
Yeah, that was like his Mona Lisa. That was his, that was like that was when he let everybody know he was in his prime. Yeah.
I got to see 2000 when he hit 37 home runs. And everyone was like, oh, 145 RBIs. That was insane. And now the 02.
Do you know what was interesting about Edgar when he made the switch to T-Mobile Park? Is like he was an excellent opposite field hitter. Excellent opposite field hitter.
Safeway giveaway, $1 million if someone hits for the cycle, and free groceries for a year if someone gets 4 hits. 0-2 for Garver. Now here's a liner, and that is a base hit to right field, and Mitch Garver gets on base with a walk.
Mitchell! It's the Mitchell alert.
I missed the entire prime years of Griffey. Like, yeah, I saw him at a game in Kingdom and saw on TV with my grandma and my dad, but of course my brain wasn't in baseball form yet.
Right.
Because for some reason, my baseball brain wasn't born until the day after Griffey got traded. And somehow that turned everything on. I was like, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I got into the Mariners in weird times. And now here's Cal Raleigh, swing and a miss, strike one. So I missed all of Griffey. I got to watch the last season of A-Rod's because 2000 was my first season. So I got to watch A-Rod as a Mariner. That was a blast.
The funny thing is I don't remember a lot before the age of 3, but I do remember when I felt like I came online. Like it was like 4 or 5 years old when I came online. And the crazy thing was, like, I do remember watching AD. It was the same thing with you and Junior. Like you saw the occasional game, and I saw the occasional game with Alvin Davis. Like I remember the 86
0-2
season,
pitch, low for a ball.
But it was really like 87, 88 for me. But yeah. Like I remember when Mike Moore nearly threw a no-hitter in Oakland, and it was busted up by Ken Phelps. Like it was
actually a perfect game. It was supposed to be.
That's right. Yeah, like I vividly remember that game, and my dad was chirping about how this was going to be.
Oh, swing and a miss, strike 3. Now we got one out. Now up to the plate's gonna be Randy Arozarena. Can he do more than just? And that torpedo bat didn't work this time. I don't even know if that was a torpedo bat. It doesn't even look like a torpedo bat.
I'll tell you why they don't do that, Kevin, is because the Mariners might mess around and actually hit for the cycle, or have somebody hit 4 hits in a game and they have to give away free groceries for a year. That's why they don't do it. They don't want to pay up. Safeway doesn't.
No, I thought it was no. Safeway doesn't want to pay up. Yeah.
Yeah, Safeway doesn't want to pay up,
and they don't really have to anymore,
right?
Because Safeway's pretty much is trying to become a monopoly.
He's got the money.
0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2.
So you think A-Rod's got $3 billion or $4 billion to buy the Mariners? I don't think he's got the money. He might put together an investment team. But can you imagine, though, if a group led by A-Rod
buys the team,
bought the Seattle Mariners?
0-2. He would have to have a huge backing with him. I think he can get like.
Oh, I'm sure he could.
He has the connections.
The dude's on Shark Tank, so he's got connections, right? All I'm saying is, how would
isn't he with the T-Wolves though, or did that fall apart?
I don't know, but I think it fell apart. But
low for a ball.
What would Mariner fans' reaction be if A-Rod bought the team?
They pulled out of the deal, citing missed deadline and payment issues. So A-Rod may not even be cut out to be an owner.
Or it was the investors that he had lined up didn't pay out.
Yeah,
walked away from it. Yeah, But that's the thing. It's like I would think that Mariner fans, you would have a group of Mariner fans who would be like, "Oh my God, he's a cheater! I can't have a cheater as my owner." And then the rest of it is like, "Wait a second, so they're going to buy it for $4 billion. So is he going to actually spend on players?"
It'd be ironic if he didn't.
Can you imagine A-Rod buying the team and then running it like Stanton? you think
then I can't forgive him anymore after that.
Well, it would be like Mariner fans would rejoice because they got a new owner, and then he runs it just like Stanton, and then he's got to stand front and center and explain to Mariner fans why he doesn't want to spend in free agency. And if Mariner fans hated him already, imagine.
And popped up, and no one's gonna be moving on that one. And Garcia makes the catch.
Like A-Rod is almost persona non grata in Seattle, and if he bought the team and ran it just like Stanton, Mariner fans would run him right out of town. Or they wouldn't. I don't know.
Moose shoulder plush night on the 26th.
Moose shoulder plush night. What? Like a shoulder plushie?
I guess so.
Do you remember the Mariner hat?
Rayleigh up to the plate.
You remember the Mariner hat and beard giveaway? The hat that had.
Yeah, I hated that. The pitch inside for a ball. Luke Rayleigh is 0 for 3 today. He's not having a good start of the season at all. He usually starts slow in April, I guess.
Let's go, Luke. Let's go deep.
The pitch. Reminds me, back in the Sonics series in Game 6, the color commentator, aside from Mike Breen, Sonics versus Spurs, same day. The game was played the same day Revenge of the Sith was out.
Mm-hmm.
When Luke Ridnour made a layup, the color commentator literally said, he just used the force, and Mike Breen goes, you really had to go there, did you? Like, it was literally cringe.
Yeah, that was back before cringe was a cool word to use, right?
It was, and it was cringe. 1-1.
Or Mike Breen saying, "Oh God, you just gave me the ick."
I'm a Marv Albert guy, though.
Yes,
I'm the foul. There's no his son
Starks
Albert
to Ewing fadeaway. Yes,
I'm the foul.
Yeah, Pippen
1 and 2.
Jordan. Yes.
No, it's Pippen to Jordan, and he throws it down.
Yeah,
Peyton
Jordan
with the steal, and he puts it down.
Pippen to BJ Armstrong to Jordan at the top of the key. Yes.
2 and 2. They are bringing that back. The 2-2. And here's a fly ball and foul.
I used to watch the NBA on NBC, and I always used to watch prior to it because they always used to have NBA inside stuff with Ahmad Rashad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a big fan of it because he was the only guy that got to interview Jordan because they were best friends.
2-2.
Ahmad Rashad.
And the pitch. Here's a ground ball. That should probably finish this inning. The toss over to first in time, but you do appreciate the hustle out of Luke Rayleigh, but it's not enough. And now, top of the 9th inning, Andres Munoz is now going to be up to the plate.
How crazy would it be if he bought the team and we won the World Series year one? How crazy would it be if all of a sudden we backdoored our way into the World Series this year?
Yeah, and then you're going to have John Stan going, I told you it would work, that we can go cheap.
No, that would be Jerry DiPoto. See? 54%! I told you guys!
I can totally see him bragging about it like a narcissist. And the heir of the Mariners winning a World Series might just die because of it.
Yeah, but there's still going to be Mariner fans that are like, we don't give a shit. We want you gone.
I'm still going to say that. Because that means he got lucky.
I don't like the dude. Hawk Harrelson's pretty cool, but I don't like the dude that does the Yankees. The Yankees win. Yankees win.
Oh, Hawk Harrelson. You can put it on the board. Yes.
Oh, I love that. You can put it on the board. I always swung out and belted. Deep the right field.
It will
fly. It's great. So love you now.
No, my favorite one is well hit ball deep to left field.
going. Goodbye, baseball.
And there's the fly ball to deep center field, and it is off the reservation.
Go crazy, folks.
Go crazy, Cleveland. Yeah, Hawk
Oh,
Carroll said,
fly
"You can
ball
put
to
it on
left
the
field.
score."
See you later.
Yeah. See
Now, PA announcers
you.
at shortstop, number 2, Derek Jeter.
Oh,
Number 2.
You know what was great was Ron Fairley. Yeah, that's a fly ball. Get out of here. It's like it. Well, how did you Ron Fairley? He said, "See you later. See you later."
He sounded like he was about to pass out.
Yeah. See you later.
Ron Fairley's color was gold.
Looks
And
like
now the
Jerry
pitch.
Reinsdorf might be selling to the White Sox. Yeah, I heard that.
Jerry Reinsdorf should just sell his everything. Sell the Bulls because he ran that team to the ground. People can say that Jerry Krause was bad, but Jerry Reinsdorf was the owner.
Yeah,
and a swing and a miss strike too.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though, right? Was Jerry Krause that bad? He's the one that actually engineered that dynasty. His savvy moves are the reason why they won it. That being said, what's so funny about Jerry Reinsdorf was Jerry Krause was a scout for the White Sox, and he wanted the job as GM of the Bulls. And so when Reinsdorf started asking around, and the rumor about him was that,
and now here's a ground ball right to JP Crawford, toss over to first in time, and we got 2 outs left to go.
And the rumor was that Krause was a bad dude, and Reinsdorf hired him anyways. And listen, man, the Bulls were awesome.
All I could say is if Jerry Krause's what do you think Jerry Krause's legacy would have been if his rebuild efforts after the dynasty actually did work out? Because he did draft talented players. He just didn't know how to hire a freaking coach.
Well, you have to understand it was a different era in the 80s, and when he actually built that team around Jordan, it was just a different era, better players. And the thing about it was he also got caught lightning in a bottle that Jordan A was that good, and B, Phil Jackson was that good. Like he was the one that groomed Phil Jackson for that position when he was behind Doug Collins. He was behind Doug Collins.
1-0
so,
inside for a ball.
And it's interesting. Right?
He drafted Pitt. He traded for Pippen out of Odin to Paulie of the Sonics and drafted Horace Grant, got Bill Cartwright. So everything had to fall in place.
Everything. Like, imagine.
And now here's a ground ball, and that's going to be a base hit to left field. And now you've got the tying run at the plate.
Imagine trading what's his bucket, the power forward, to the New York Knicks for Bill Cartwright.
It was Charles Oakley for Bill Cartwright.
Charles Oakley, thank you. Like Oakley was a bad MFer, and he was a good player, and they traded him before he hit his prime for Bill Cartwright. And it was that awareness of understanding that Cartwright's actually going to get you interior points and also give you the physicality and the defense of Charles Oakley. And they drafted Horace Grant right behind him. So it's like
so
Jerry
they didn't really
Krause,
need Oakley that much anyway.
Yeah, like Jerry Krause hit all the right buttons for many years. And but by the time it was over, like I remember when he was grooming Tim Floyd to replace Phil Jackson.
At the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
As we got a time call, it's gonna be 2-0. But yeah.
But what I will say is Jerry Reinsdorf is like in his mid 80s. I can understand him not wanting to be an owner anymore. I get it.
Jerry Krause, his first draft at 99 was actually Elton Brand, and after that was Ron Artest. So he had good picks. Things just didn't fall into place well. As we're at 2-0, the pitch. And also it didn't help when 2000 free agency was supposed to be his savior. He was trying to get Tracy McGrady. And because Tracy McGrady after you traded Michael, nah, I'm not going to deal with that.
Well,
so it was all in bad timing. The pitch,
right?
Ground ball foul.
Michael sabotaged Jerry Krause by putting it around the league that's not the place where you want to play 100%. But the thing about it is, though, it's like he made the mistake by grooming Tim Floyd because that was a disaster. Tim Floyd was a disaster. And what they needed to do was actually bring back a dude like Doug Collins. who is actually known
Where
how to
99 could have worked out or whatever.
Well, no, he
2-2.
is known. He is known of working with young players. He grooms young players, and he knows how to get young players, how to win, and how to gel. Like if he would have brought back Doug Collins instead of Tim Floyd, they would have been bad, but those players would have progressed and got better. And then if you
like
do add a
Elton
Tracy
Brand, and then
and
you could have gotten Tracy.
And imagine if they did get a dude like Tracy McGrady.
Yeah, Tracy McGrady and Elton Brand, and then you get Eddie Curry or Tyson Chandler after that. 3-2.
Yeah,
Swing and a miss, strike 3, and we got 2 outs. And let's finish off this game.
You can
Let's
put
hope.
it on the scoreboard.
All right, who do we got up to bat? It's gonna be Josh Young. He's gonna be the last line to help. And after this game, I really got to roll after this because hashtag don't quit your day job.
I would say that yes, Phil Jackson might be the
Josh
best of all
Young now
time.
the pitch, low for a ball. You got to get that sweep. Anything less than a sweep is an absolute disappointment. To put the Mariners at 8-8 and put them within striking distance of the division. Yes, it's April, but you want to go into that road trip, a long road trip, 3 different teams of road trips. You want to go into it with a sweep. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. You got 2 strikes away from completing the sweep. Josh Young is their final chance. He is the tying run at the plate. You got a runner at first base. It is 1-1 so far, the count. Josh Young is 0 for 3. He's been playing terribly. And now the 1-1, and that is low for a ball on a 98. Andres Munoz doesn't seem to have that 103 that he used to have, but I mean, does he really have to pitch 103 miles an hour to be successful? No. He just got to be careful with his arm, as we got a 2-1 for Josh Young. And now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball drilled and fouled. Oh, thank God. And now it's game time. 2 strikes. Mariners went into the series against Texas Rangers as, I would say, the underdogs. You had Cal Raleigh being the hero in 2 of those games, and he hit a home run again today. Logan Gilbert pitched okay, and now it's up to Andres Munoz to get the save. We're at 2-2. Pitch number 18 coming. Josh Young. This is it. We're looking at 2-2, and now the pitch, and that is strike 3 called, and the Mariners have won, and the ball game is over. The Mariners get the sweep. They will go into Cincinnati knowing that they have swept the Texas Rangers, one of the top teams in the American League West. Credit to Cal Raleigh for his 2-run home run. Randy Arozarena with that bases loaded got hit by the pitch RBI. Solid pitching out of Logan Gilbert and the save from Andres Munoz. And Steve, how do you feel about it?
Well, I'm feeling really good, right? There's nothing better than taking 2 out of 3 from the Astros and then sweeping the shit out of the Texas Rangers, right? Two of the teams that are sitting right above you in the AL West. It gives you confidence moving forward. So that's but also it's also confidence in the group after the way this team started. Heading on the road and getting swept down in San Francisco, and you're wondering where you're sitting at 3-8 or 3-7 or whatever it might be, and then all of a sudden you come home. And you take 5 out of 6 on the homestand, and all of a sudden you're back to 500. So these type of sweeps, early sweeps, are confidence builders.
Yeah, great confidence builder, and I guess the torpedo bat has been a confidence builder for Cal Raleigh. And throughout the series, what we saw out of the starting rotation, everyone did an excellent job. It was on Friday. I'm trying to remember who pitched on Friday. Got to look at that schedule and checked who pitched on Friday, because whoever pitched Friday, I thought he did a solid job. Let me see what Friday was about. Friday. Yeah. All right, Friday, the pitcher, it was off of Jacob deGrom. It was Bryce Miller. He didn't pitch entirely great, but he did keep the Mariners in the game, of course. Mariners had the lead. That's where they gave up the 2-run homer for the tie, and then Cal Raleigh saved the day. Saturday, Brian Wu pitched really well. And then Sunday, Logan Gilbert didn't exactly, I don't think he pitched exactly the Logan Gilbert that we know and love, but it was enough to keep the Rangers with 1 run in that game. So it was really good to see
the Mariners, after coming off of a really struggling start against San Francisco, it's encouraging to see that the Mariners actually did bounce back, because just before the Astros series, we were just hoping that they would get, 2 out of 3 maybe, and a 1 out of 3 out of Texas, because Texas is also a solid team. But nope, Mariners respawned with a win against the Houston Astros and a sweep against the Texas Rangers, because you needed that sweep, because going into the road trip, you got Cincinnati, then after that, you got Toronto, and we all know how road trips go in Toronto. They never go well. And even Cincinnati, they seem to struggle in Cincinnati, and Boston. So it was good to see a sweep.
They really struggle in Boston. But actually, I will say that, historically, and especially with this crew, they have done well in Toronto. They play a little bit better in Toronto than meets the eye, but you're absolutely right about Cincinnati and Boston. I would, to answer Kevin Kirby's question, what would be successful road trip? 5-4, minimum. 5-4. On the
Gotta
high
be
side,
5-4. Yeah, I agree.
Or on the high side, 6-3, taking 2 out of 3 in all 3. That would be successful. 5-4 baseline for sure.
And the next pitchers that you have coming up is you've got La Piedra Luis Castillo against Lodolo. And then Wednesday got Bryce Miller against Martinez. And then Thursday got Brian Wu against Singer. And it looks like they're running on a 4-man rotation. It doesn't look like they're going on every 5 starters. It looks like they're going on every 4, because Luis F. Castillo, the other Castillo, horse's name is Friday guy, he's not exactly a starter that you want and can sustain with, along with that Emerson Hancock. So it looks like Mariners are going to be running thin on that rotation. Makes me a little bit concerned of how the health of the team's going to be impacted, because we already saw, George Kirby is out. We saw Bryce Miller having some little bit of injury problems, and it does show on Friday against Toronto. It is undecided, so it's going to be an option, a decision of whether they'll redo the opportunity of will they call up.
Who's available right now in Tacoma to call up as a starter if you need him for an emergency start?
Logan Evans, if you're willing to roll the dice. What about Emerson Hancock? Would you give him another chance? I don't know.
100%. Not in Cincinnati, but maybe in Toronto.
Yeah, it looks like Cincinnati, they want to get that series taken care of before they get to Toronto.
Emerson Hancock, no in Cincinnati for Hancock, and no for Hancock in Boston. Like, that has disaster written all over it. But in Toronto, I would roll the dice with Hancock in Toronto for sure. If you need a spot start, yeah, for sure.
Then it looks like that Toronto series may be the burner series, where maybe you hope to get 2 out of 3, but if you go 1 out of 3, but if you can make up in Boston, then fine, I guess. But I don't know.
Seattle gets battered in Boston, man. I can't remember the last time where Seattle actually had a very good series in Boston. It's been a while.
They certainly did not do well in the last 2 Boston series that I remembered. And whenever they're in Boston, something weird always happens in Boston too. Remember in '98, right. Mo Vaughn Grand Slam? Yeah, that was a long time ago. And if I remember the last time the Mariners even won a series in Boston, I think that was like 2001. That's like the last time I remember they actually handled them.
Dude, I remember in '94, the Mariners had a 6-0 lead in the 7th inning. And John Valentin, little-used John Valentin, hit 3 home runs in that game to complete the comeback for the Red Sox. You can never score enough runs at Fenway Park.
No, whenever you're in Boston, you got to score as much as you possibly can. But let's go back to Texas really quick. Anything else that you saw? I mean, I already said, like, Cal Raleigh stepped up with his home runs. It was nice to see Julio with that RBI triple on Saturday. Rowdy Tellez actually hit a home run.
Yeah. I will say this, today, even though I know that you didn't think that, Logan was all that sharp, the reality was that I think he pitched well. I think he pitched well enough where, you're comfortable moving forward. I mean, Logan's a pro, and he's always going to, I can't remember when Logan started the season on fire. It usually takes a few starts for him to get into his season. So I generally think that's what we're seeing here. I thought he pitched well enough to keep the game, to keep the team in the ball game. And credit to the bullpen, which is leaky AF. This bullpen is not all that great. But I thought they did a pretty phenomenal job today. And it was nice to see Trent Thornton come back in his next appearance after giving up the tying dinger in his last appearance to come back and have a successful inning. And I also thought Vargas pitched well today too. So,
I mean, let's look at the stat line. We got Gabe Spire. He pitched a shutout inning. Carlos Vargas was absolutely efficient, only 7 pitches. Trent Thornton actually pitched very well, 1 strikeout, 12 pitches. And Andres Munoz, sure, took 18 pitches, but he still got 2 strikeouts out of it. And Texas didn't even score.
Yep. And that's the most important thing. They didn't let Texas back into the ball game. And you know how good Texas's lineup is. I mean, they almost have like their little version of Mercury's Row. World Series champions 2 years ago. So it's, this team knows how to win. And it was nice to see Seattle handle their business. Most importantly, against the Houston Astros, and I don't care what Josh says in the chat, to get 2 out of 3 against Houston at home. And you have to remember, over the course of the last 2 seasons, Seattle's played Houston pretty good. Down in Houston and in Seattle as well too.
It does help though that Houston does seem to be not so much on a rebuilding mode, but they're certainly not where they were even just 2 years ago when they had Kyle Tucker. Yordan was Yordan.
Right.
I mean, everyone's getting old on that team, so that's something to consider. Now, should you write them off? Absolutely not, because Houston always figures that away. But it does feel nice that you at least got a 2 out of 3, knowing that they got swept up by the San Francisco freaking Giants, who, to be fair, they are on a very hot start. But 2 of those games, they should have won. They should have at least went 2 out of 3 on that series. But at least the Mariners were able to rebound and win. What was it? Like 5 out of 6? Yeah, it was 5 out of 6. They took 2 of 3 from the Houston Astros, and they swept the Texas Rangers, which is why I said it was critical to sweep Texas because, yeah, sure, 2 out of 3 is nice, but you don't want to go 2 out of 3 when you have a 9-game road trip against teams that they literally struggle at. Like we've already said, it's Cincinnati. They've had weird series. Toronto, just something always just goes wrong. It's just and the way they lose games, it's like the weirdest way.
I think the last time they were in Cincinnati was at the end of the 2023 season, right at the start.
And they choked it.
And they choked it away. I will say this though, that it's funny that you brought that up, because I'm waiting for that down season from the Houston Astros. Because if you could think back over the course of the last 6 seasons, how many straight seasons have they played deep into the playoffs? And
almost every single one of them.
Every single one of them, right? And it boggles my mind how good and consistent they've been. But that being said, I respect the fact that they know how to win. But I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. Maybe they're getting a little bit older, but eventually those teams that have that run, those type of runs, generally have a down year just out of sheer exhaustion.
Sheer exhaustion. Players are getting old, and the young players that are being called up are not exactly there yet. So if there is a season for the Mariners to actually take advantage of it, this is one of them.
That was last year. That was last
year.
True.
Last year was even more evident on why it was a perfect opportunity for the Mariners to at least make a deep playoff run. And some can even say 23 was an even better year to do it because they at least had a semi-loaded team, and the path to the World Series wouldn't have been that much difficult. But this year, what the Mariners are going up against, Texas if they're healthy, Houston if they're not downtrending yet, you don't know what you're going to get out of Sacramento. And the Angels, you haven't played them yet, but if Mike Trout is healthy and those young players are developing, that could be trouble too. It's early, but it seems everything's up for grabs for it to be a very competitive series that the AL West has experienced in the last 20 years.
Yep, I agree. It's going to be a lot. This West is going to be far more competitive than a lot of people think. Until we see a downswing from Houston, I still would assume that they're going to be the team's best division. And you're absolutely right. If Texas stays healthy, that also, I mean, they won the World Series just 2 years ago. So
they did.
Yeah. So it's like that team also knows how to win as well too. For the Mariners, it's just about staying consistent, right? If they can have these type of performances when they're only scoring 3 runs and still being able to keep runs off the board, I think they might be able to go on a run. We have seen this crew get hot at times. 2022, they got hot in the second half. 2021, they got hot in the second half. 2023, they had that insane hot month of August before they eventually collapsed. And last year, they never really got hot. But you get what I'm saying. Like, this team is capable of going on extended runs and putting themselves right in the driver's seat. So it's not out of the realm of possibility, but consistency and making sure that they get consistent at the right time. You don't want to peak too early, but you also want to stay consistent.
Yeah, I guess we'll have a better idea of what this team is going to be all about going into Cincinnati, Toronto, and Boston. This
is a good early test. This is a good early test right here.
It's going to be a huge critical test, and there's going to be no marine layer excuses. But ironically, we're going to say it again, despite all the marine layer problems the Mariners have, they still win their games at home more consistently than they do on the road. So that's another reason I want to toss away that marine layer blah blah excuse.
It's a
bunch of horse.
It's a bunch of horse, right? It's just a way for Mariner fans to feel better about their mediocre ball team, right? So they're going to throw out the batter side, they're going to throw out the marine layer, and act like it's because of the dense April air in Seattle, which keeps fly balls from hanging in the air and traveling. It's like, come on, man. No.
Yeah, and then when they play on the road, sure, their offense plays well, but guess what goes down? The pitching then all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So when you're in the ninth inning, yeah, you're going to be biting your nails when Andres Munoz is up because he's not the same on the road, and T-Mobile Park number proves it. So if anything, I'd say T-Mobile is working exactly how it should be, and we can all agree this team lives and dies by the home run, so it's not going to be because of lack of marine layer. It's just how the offense was constructed.
I'll say this: like, if they lose in Cincinnati, then it will be that marine layer Kentucky River marine layer atmosphere, and if they lose in Toronto, it'll be that Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, Great Lakes marine layer air. You know what I mean?
And in Boston, it's because the Green Monster's too high.
It's that Chesapeake Bay, Boston Tea Party marine layer air. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's going to do it. Good job on the Mariners winning 5 out of their last 6 to sweep the Texas Rangers going into Cincinnati. Let's hope we can do it. And everyone else, thank you for being on this show. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Josh, Mr. Sticky, Christian, everyone else. And Metropolitans, thank you for giving me the raid.
Also, big shout out to Nightbot. Don't forget the Nightbot.
Don't forget Nightbot. Well, that'll do it. Thank you very much for being part of the 10th game, my 10th live stream. And go Mariners.
90 more to go. Go Cougs.
90 to go.